Oh my god, hey! We've come to Broadway to see shows, go to Broadway Con, and hopefully not get trapped here by a blizzard.
Welcome to the vlog.
A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3. New York! What do you think I was doing?
I was going, oh my god, hey.
We do this every... Why would I do a countdown for oh my god, hey?
I don't know, I wouldn't... Maybe you wanted just in tandem really well.
New York! Ba-da-ba-da-da-ba-da-da. Hello, oh my god, hey.
Hello!
Welcome back to another very exciting New York travel vlog from the slightly residually snowy streets of Park Slope, Brooklyn. And if you're thinking to yourselves, oh no, you missed all the fun of the snow, don't you worry, because there is a storm a-brewing.
I feel like the big question of this trip is, do we make it back on the flight we booked?
Yeah, suspense. Currently, Erin and I, well, we were going to go and get breakfast, and now we're thinking we'll just go and get like brunchy, lunchy. New York is a 2-meal day kind of a place with these portion sizes, and if you get breakfast, you're not hungry again in time for lunch, and if you get lunch, you're not hungry for an early dinner.
Am I hoping to do a 2-show day, which then like...
Yeah.
Puts it all into skew if anything.
Yeah, hoping is the word. Now, if you happen to have stumbled upon us, my name is Mickey Jo. I am a theatre critic and content creator, and this is Erin James.
Hello.
My stagey fiancé. We travel around the world seeing the very best theatre, and this week we are back once more in New York, which we tend to visit from our homes in the UK quarterly.
Yeah.
That makes it sound fancy and business-like, doesn't it?
Kind of accurate as well.
Yeah, we come here quarterly. On this particular occasion, it is for a little mini trip.
This is tiny.
Yeah.
But I guess if you watch last year's, you'll probably think, oh, it's like the same as that time.
Yeah.
It is.
We've done January trips a couple of years in a row, and there's not enough stuff open to do like a 2-week.
Or less, which is like what this is.
Yeah, when we come in the spring, when we come in the fall, we tend to do a couple of weeks. Summer or January, shorter.
Yeah.
Shorter trips. Principally, we're here this week to attend a little bit of Broadway Con for the very first time.
You're on a panel.
I'm speaking on a panel about the current landscape for theatre criticism in 2026, which is something I talk about at conferences increasingly around the world, because I do it obviously in a new and slightly different way, which is fun.
If you're thinking it's very early, we arrived yesterday.
We did arrive yesterday, yeah. We got in late last night, which I guess, like, money and time, no object. We're freelancers, so we have a lot of freedom there, but it is a very relaxed way in terms of the jet lag of it all to do a transatlantic trip like this, is to arrive...
Because you sleep and get used to the UK to the US time zone.
Yeah, you arrive and it feels super late, and then you can go to sleep, and you try and sleep for as long as possible, and then you're kind of just adjusted. So, as Erin said, hopefully 2 shows today. We are definitely seeing Bug this evening. Tracy Letts Play, Manhattan Theatre Club, Samuel J. Friedman Theatre. Very excited. But we are going to try momentarily, in fact, to get digital rush tickets for the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. One of a couple.
We loved it so much on our last trip.
We did. One of a couple of Thursday matinee options available. At one point we were going to do that and Heathers to do like a full New World Stages 2-show day, but now we're doing a bug-themed, an insect-themed 2-show day. Bees and bugs. We did not dress up for it, but spiritually, that's the vibe. We did dress up for the weather. It's not yet super cold.
No,
it's going to get colder.
It's like the same as the UK, so I'm like, oh, okay.
But there is, as we keep being told, a snowstorm on its way. These are the idyllic streets of Park Slope, Brooklyn. We're heading over to one of our favourite staples here, which is Bagel World, to go and get what we've now decided is lunch. But I still might get a breakfasty bagel, like something in like a turkey, sausage and egg kind of a realm, if that is... I think that's something they do here. Here it is, it's a magical place that we call Bagel World. Currently it is not super arctic and not super cold, so I've brought a big scarf and a hat and gloves, and this is my warmest coat. Trying to be sensible, but I'm not wearing it yet because I want to feel the benefit of when it does get colder. There's one day where it's meant to go down to minus 12 Celsius,
And
which is
that
chilly.
is as low as it was on our last January trip.
I distinctly remember being in bed in a warm room and checking my phone at like 8 a.m. because I was maybe going to go for a run or something, or I was just like thinking about going outside, and I looked at my phone, said feels like -15, and I was like, what does that even feel like? That's not a number I thought people could survive as humans. But yeah, we're gonna make it work. We are currently strolling up the proverbial slope of Park Slope, if not the literal slope of Park Slope. In fact, a bit icy underfoot, I will say, up to Prospect Park, where we're going to eat bagels and I guess try and get digital Rush tickets.
Yeah, it'll probably be the perfect time.
I assume everyone might know about Digital Rush, but I didn't know about the non-Todaytix ones for a little while.
Yeah, because I'm not in person.
And I think there's more on Telecharge now than there's been for a while.
Yeah, I think Todaytix Rush in the US and on Broadway, it wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
Like there's not even that many really when you look at things.
In the UK, Todaytix Rush has the
Todaytix Rush
monopoly.
is the thing, because in the UK we don't do lineups in the morning. The old
Generally
school
speaking,
rush.
yeah.
We don't do that old school rush. Very rarely does a show do discounted on the day in person, and
Yeah.
it's not like a fine art like it is in New York.
Yeah.
It's mainly all just on Todaytix, because when it arrived, it kind of was like this new thing.
And I
won
think
over.
that's also born out of necessity, because the prices are comparatively higher here. To get anything at a sort of decent double-digit price point that's not like wildly restricted view, then you're looking at the lottery schemes, the youth schemes, the student schemes, the on-the-day rush tickets. I swear by on-the-day rush tickets.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's very cold, snowy weather. So those lines are going to be shorter right now, but the experience is going to be harder. Digital Rush is, well, let me back up. Rush lines are when you can queue up at the theatre and buy discounted tickets sold at box office discretion when the box office opens at like 10 a.m.
And what show do we thank for all of these schemes?
Rent.
Yeah.
Rent came up with the Rush because people were, Rent came up with the lottery. Because people were queuing for the Rush overnight.
Yeah, but
I don't know
who.
I don't know which who started the Rush.
No, I don't know which Rush.
The Digital Rush, it's like that but online. And in New York it's earlier, don't get caught out. It's 9 a.m. on Todaytix, but 11 a.m. on Telecharge. And I figure people know about the Todaytix one, especially people coming from the UK, because it's very big at 10 a.m. in the UK. But you might not know about the one on Telecharge. So shows like Operation Mincemeat and 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee have their Rush tickets on Telecharge. They also have something called digital cancellation line for like maybe Happy Ending, Oh Mary and the Outsiders and Great Gatsby, but they're very expensive tickets. I don't know if those are actually that great a deal.
And then on Todaytix, if you're above a certain level, you get access to drops, and that gives you discounted offers in advance to on the day, 3 days in advance.
Yeah. The Telecharge website is also a little buggy.
It's old school.
Yeah, the Todaytix app is sort of more user-friendly and reliable. So I'm going to check my phone because I think 11 a.m. is nearing.
We've still got a bit. We've got 20 minutes.
Oh, we've got 20 minutes. It's January. It's a midweek Thursday matinee. I don't think the show is not sold out. I think they might put a few more tickets on sale than usual, and I think those tickets might be a little less popular than usual. So I feel good. I feel good about this. Got some nice local architecture going on here. Very New York, very Brooklyn.
I've never saw Prospect Park in the snow.
I've never seen Prospect Park in the snow. I should have worn my boots because it's icy underfoot, but this is Prospect Park, everybody, which I guess is one of the biggest. It's the big park in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been here
It's a zoo.
a few times. I believe there's a zoo. We've not explored it as thoroughly as we have Central Park, but we've
But we went to the big event.
Smorgasburg. Yeah, we've made some good memories here, and now we're about to make some more. Gonna sit on a slightly chilly looking bench and eat some warm lunch. It's cute that it's all still
Oh, it smells nice.
snowy. Yeah, I figured because of how the streets were, it wouldn't necessarily still be blanketed in snow, but it is. How idyllic. And this is the real view I wanted to come here for. There's families playing in the snow Oh, that's so sweet. It's lovely because it's like snowy, but it's not snowing. It's not bitingly cold out. This is like perfect family winter weather. So we're gonna...
This is relatively mild.
Yeah, this is fine. Do you feel like you've overdressed?
Slightly.
Yeah.
I'm alright. I'm just a bit like... I'm so glad I didn't put thermals on.
You're getting a nice, pretty winter shot. We've had like flurries of snow, but nothing settling in the UK where we are. So I think the last time I saw lots of snow was probably this time last year in New York, going between Broadway shows in a blizzard, basically. Honestly, I keep showing you, but just like, what a vibe in January. Walking through Prospect Park, it's quiet, it's peaceful, someone's built little snowmen on this bench, I'm holding a hot bag of bagels. What a time to be alive. Let's go look at these snow people. I shouldn't assume the gender of water. I see they have like finger holes for faces. Oh, specifically, what's that flag? Is that specifically a non-binary snow person? I think that's NB. Yeah, I joked, but that's literally a non-binary snow person. I thought I was being facetious.
There's
but
a pin as well.
Yeah, that's cute. I will leave that for someone to find. So we have found a spot next to the snow people, and I have the Telecharge Rush page opened. Maybe Happy Ending, Operation Mincemeat, Heather's, Hell's Kitchen, or maybe Pull People Away. I mean, they're all great shows, but I'm hoping we can get a couple of tickets here. This is the bagel, by the way, steaming here. I went for breakfast vibes. Plain bagel, beef sausage, egg, and cheese. It's huge, and it looks great. And the moisture of it has kind of gone up into the bagel. Half the bagel done, and it's time. I'm trying to relax, because I do better at these when I'm chill, when I'm not worrying too much. 5 seconds. I'm definitely not relaxed. Countdown timer changes to 2 tickets, 5 rows from stage. Purchase.
I've got three rows from stage.
Oh, you win! Okay, purchase yours.
Yeah.
Click purchase, just make sure it can go through. I got a server error. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the thing to be aware of. Has yours gone through?
Just waiting to get to the next bit.
Okay, I'm gonna, I guess, keep trying, or... What happens if I refresh this page? The thing is to not count your tickets while they're in the basket. Is that the expression? Don't count your chickens while they're still...
Don't say you've won until you...
Yeah, until we have a booking confirmation. I'm going to keep trying here as well. Well, that by all accounts was slightly more stressful than it needed to be. Aaron had the better seats, so he... and they don't tell you exactly where, but they tell you the distance from the stage.
But they're both in the front section, and I think we were at least 5 rows back.
I didn't get the ones... No, we were more than 5 rows back last time. I didn't get those ones, though.
Oh.
So I initially had 5 rows from the stage. You had 3, so we'll go with you. Then you were getting an error message, so I was like, I'll click purchase.
Yeah,
I was getting an error message. I went back out, tried to get more tickets. I got 4 rows from the stage.
Oh,
so
in the middle.
Happy little compromise happened there, and it charged my card. I screenshotted the booking confirmation page, because you never know, so it's just good to like prepare the receipts, but they're going to email me confirmation.
Always be prepared as well if you're international.
Yeah.
Sometimes some can have weird things where they need you to put in American details that just don't exist for your country.
Yes, they asked for an area code, and I just used the country code. Again, they asked for zip, I used postcode. They just need something to be in the boxes. If they're like, this isn't valid, then you may need to like ask your American friends. But the only one we have trouble with...
Oh, SeatGeek.
Lucky Seat.
Yeah.
Lucky Seat.
The ATG has since bought out Jamson, so
yeah.
you'd hope that...
But the other app as well, the resale one they all use.
Oh yeah, Theatre. Right,
Theatre with no E. That we can't use without a valid US phone number, so maybe we get a burner phone.
Which is odd.
Maybe we get a burner phone, but maybe we don't ask for a burner phone.
Which is odd though, because the Theatre app specifically says UK can use it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem to actually work.
Do you want to show us the bagel you're enjoying and tell us about it?
So I got a gluten-free tuna salad with lettuce and tomato on a gluten-free poppy seed bagel.
That's lettuce and tomato. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my bagel now in peace. And then golden potato. And then I think I'll need a beverage. Should have got a drink. Okay, I did bring Doc Marten boots with me, which would be perfect for this. These shoes are very breathable, which means floodable. So they are not, but listen to the crunch of that. This has to be done. This part of the experience.
Oh my gosh.
I slipped.
Of course you need it.
I slipped. I need to look at where my feet are. But the microphone's on the bottom of this camera, and normally all I can hear if we're walking down a stony path is stones, so I'm hoping you can hear the good crunching sounds. I'll zoom in to my slightly dirty shoes so you can hear them even better. Yeah, that's good snow. This is such a nice day.
Yeah. That's a bit of sun as well.
Officially seeing 2 shows today, Aaron James.
Woo!
What is the theme of the 2-show day?
Bugs.
Bugs. What else do the 2 shows have in common?
They're in Midtown.
Literally nothing. Yeah, it's the most tonally disparate 2-show day
They're on, like,
from what we can tell.
the west side of Manhattan.
Yeah, I say that. I don't know anything about Bug.
I keep being I'm nervous actually.
Yeah.
Because I keep seeing other content creators and stuff say
Psychological thriller vibes.
Yeah, like how disturbing it is, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
I don't mind being a little disturbed. I mind being scared.
Yeah.
Don't make me jump. You can weird me out, but don't spook me. I'm just remembering what my initial plan for this day was when I first dreamed it up, and I think it involved the meatball shop.
It did.
We could do the meatball shop again, which is one of our Manhattan staples,
Yeah. I do love it.
of which we have a few. And for a trip like this, I think when we're here for a longer time, I'd be more like, let's try new places. When it's like chilly and
You
we're
want
only
some
here for 5
comforts
minutes,
as well.
cozy, nice, familiar. I keep walking into you. I'm sorry. That's the vibe.
We like to. I think when you can, like, when it's one of your favorite places, like there's places that you want to go and like tick it off and be like, that's
Yeah.
my home comfort. It's a bit like Farmer J have opened their first New York location, which is like so exciting because obviously it's one
We
of
go
our,
to Farmer J in London
yeah,
all the
if you
time.
watch any of our London vlogs, you'll see Farmer J in it. Nearly every single
We were
one.
there. Woo! We were there the day before we flew. We were there Tuesday.
But what was cool was our friend Hayley was literally at the Farmer J in Rockefeller at the same time as
Having
we
lunch
were
when
in-
we were having dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was really cool. I was like, that's such, like, randomly, we didn't even realise. We
Yeah.
found out, we were like, what?
But it's probably not a place we would necessarily go to. Maybe when we're here for a longer
Yeah,
amount of time.
I think on a 2-week trip.
wanted
or something,
vegetables.
And we're like got that missing, like, home vibes, or we want something that we know is like
Yes.
our type of dietary, like, preference. Then
Yeah.
we'd go there.
Yeah.
But on this shorter trip, it's like all the New York faves, please.
Yeah. Now we can figure out. Oh my gosh, there's horses. There's like park ranger horses or police horses. Horses with jobs. The vibe now, I was going to say, is deciding whether we are going back to our friends who we are staying with or just heading straight into Midtown ahead of this 2-show day. Perfectly nice weather, not too chilly, and the calm before the storm of Broadway Con, which begins tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to go every single day or if we're just going to like really commit to it on the Saturday, which is the day I have a panel. We will see. Haven't really decided yet.
I also don't have a show tomorrow, so this is my Friday is wide open right now.
That's true. That's so true. Because I'm seeing something at the Public that I only have a single ticket for as part of Under the Radar Fest, which I've seen our friends posting about for a while and I've never attended. So I'm excited.
A new festival for 20. See, that was a Kate
Yeah.
resolution of a year, and somehow
New festival.
you're ticking it off.
I'm doing it. New country, new festival. January's been a huge month.
In the process of us just taking photos, I realised how the scarf is meant to be worn, and now I like it.
Aaron's figured out how to wear his
It was
scarf.
a Christmas present, and I really liked the scarf when I opened it. But then when I put it on, because this is like the first time I've needed it,
I could have told you that. I wear a lot of scarves.
when I put it on and tied it like how I normally tie my other scarves,
Uh-huh.
with like how I do the knot.
Through a loop.
Yeah. And then I did it with this one, and I was like, this scarf does not agree.
Uh-huh.
And then suddenly I was like, oh, it's a like fashiony two scarf with a
That's how I wear my
With a
like
wraparound.
huge white and grey one that I bought with
Yeah.
me, but I'm not currently wearing.
So no, I get it and I like it.
The statement on how it's really not that cold is that we just paused to take some nice snowy Prospect Park photos, which are probably also in the thumbnail of this vlog. And we did them with and without coats because it's really not that bad.
Also,
but
potentially foreshadowing, all of our friends keep saying how we're going to be stuck here.
Everyone's sharing the weather warnings. We're flying up Monday, which is when the storm is going to be at its worst. So there's every possibility, dramatic foreshadowing, that our trip might get extended a little bit. Or we might spend a lot of time in an airport.
My hope is just that, regardless, we are back for Thursday. Like, I'm looking forward to the future. I'm like, as long as
we've got shows like every day this week.
Yeah.
So I'm just hopefully it's all fine. Here at the corner of Prospect Park, Aaron has just noticed Brooklyn Public Library mentioned in the lyrics of which Broadway musical, Aaron James?
Two Strangers.
Yeah! Da 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 da, Brooklyn Public Library. My grandma used to bring us to read, or something to that effect. And this is Flatbush, so that would make sense. This is the place. This is literally the place. A beautiful thing just happened, everybody. We are walking. We're not going to walk into Manhattan. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. We're not going to walk into Manhattan because that will take more hours than we have. But we're going to walk so we don't have to like change subway lines. And also because it's nice and we're not in a rush. We're by the Barclays Center. And we were just crossing the street and I was like, Aaron, it's a Chip City. I only really know the location in the basement of Rockefeller. But I got a cookies and cream flavored cookie from Chip City. It's warm, it's soft, it's cookie that tastes like cookie, and I'm very excited. It's like the stuffed kind of like tall, like puddly New York style cookie. We will get schmackeries at some point, but I'm not going to say no to a Chip City right now. Behind us is BAM! Big off-Broadway theatre space. The wind has picked up and it's making me look like a mad scientist. Pull these down. I can't potentially go on stage at Spelling Bee with my hair looking like a mad scientist.
I went to tacos, I went to the combi. That was really good.
It's interesting that more and more, this is we think our 11th New York trip in just over 3 years. There are more and more occasions when we do slightly different things, when I go see something and Aaron goes to see something else. So we now have like slightly different reference points and places we've been.
Yeah, because I went to the Brooklyn, I can't remember its full name, but the Shakespeare Theatre in Brooklyn, which is around there to see a Taylor Mack show.
Yeah.
With Sierra Boggess in it.
Being very off-Broadway. What was I seeing that you weren't with me? Was I seeing... No, you were with me when I saw Queen of Versailles.
Yeah.
Honestly, can't remember.
This wasn't the last trip.
No.
This was earlier in the year.
Then I don't know. Previous viewers of the vlogs will know how much we love Junior's restaurant. We usually visit one of the 2 locations in the Midtown Theatre District. But this one, I had a sneaking suspicion, was the original, and there was a sign up there, Harry Rosenway Cheesecake Corner. And you can see, look at that! It's the original Junior's location. Had we more time, we could have stopped here for lunch. And one brief subway ride on the queue later, we are walking up Broadway, or 7th. Possibly, is this 7th? We're walking towards Times Square. We have arrived in Midtown Manhattan ahead of a 2-show day, Off-Broadway musical and Broadway play. I don't want to speak too soon, everybody, and we haven't really reached the beating heart of it just yet, but Times Square seems quietish today. It's still, busy, but it's not the apocalypse, which it can sometimes be. We love to see Operation Mincemeat on a trash can. I mean, we love to see it on a Broadway marquee more so than a trash can, but we love that it exists. Yeah, I don't know what's going on besides, forecast of blizzard and off-season of January. Eerily, comparatively quiet Times Square. 50th anniversary Book of Mormon artwork looking very different. One of my favourite streets in the entire world that we're crossing right now. 45th is my favourite, but 44th, east of like that side of Times Square, 44th, currently maybe Happy Ending and Every Brilliant Thing.
Yeah, great.
What a great musical and great play next to each other. And then on the other side, it's going to be like Titanic, Play at the Haze, Beaches, Jellicle Ball. Like, it's just chaotic vibes. And if we're being honest, gay.
Yeah.
Passing the Broadway Up Close stand to head up to, okay, yeah, slightly busier, slightly more Times Square-ish up here. Having an obligatory little browse in the Times Square Disney store, where they have, wow.
They have good New York pins.
They have good New York pins. Oh, Erin's been waiting for this. Oh, these are cute little things. Wishables. Cute little wishables. I've come so far. Oh, these are cute. That is an improvement. Erin's found Kermit the Frog.
Oh, we got Bluey.
Hi-oh. As Taylor Swift plays in the background alongside some other song I do not know. Probably the most iconic view of Times Square in front of us. And behind us, Iron Man and a Labubu. I don't know if you can see the Labubu. It's huge. The fact that we can walk through this in relative peace is still a very quiet day for this to be. It's like 1 p.m. Such a statement about how busy it normally is here that we've never really noticed this visual illustration of the Midtown Manhattan Theatre District and all these different theatres. We're going over here this evening to the Friedman. It's so quiet, we're doing something we've never done before. Literally, in like 11 visits to New York, we have never gone up these iconic red steps. But today we do, because it's pretty quiet, and we thought, why not? For the view that it offers, I guess, of Times Square, which is a pretty cool one. And this is what it looks like from the top. This is the view behind us, and this is the view in front of us. You can actually see the Friedman over there where we're heading later this evening. This is everything else that you can see. Olive Garden, very important. The Hershey store.
A nice Central Perk coffee right there.
Yes, the new Friends
Inspired
Central Perk. We've got the Palace Theatre just round the corner there. Lots of theatres if you want to peek round and spot them. But yes, this is the view you get, the photo op, if you climb the red steps, which are of course above the TKTS ticket booth. And now we take big steps down the steps. These are hard steps to, let's do 2 at a time. Little side jump, because we now need to head up to New World Stages to go and see how the sign-ups work for the guest speller situation. So let's talk a little bit more about how this works and this part of Spelling Bee. So since its original production, there has been a feature of the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee where I believe 4 members of the audience get to go on stage and be guest spellers. And you can end up being on stage very briefly or for like up to half of the show, which obviously you still get to see it, but from a very different vantage point. And it's a completely unique and novel theatrical experience. You go forward, you spell words, you genuinely participate in the bee, and to some extent you get to stay in longer if you're better at spelling. Sometimes there's like some people who are set up to be able to stay there a long time with easy words. Some people are caught out with wildly difficult and or impossible words because the actor Daniel Radcliffe was sort of tricked with, I think whichever spelling of theatre he went with, RE or ER.
They were always going to get him out.
They were always on a fun little British-American technicality, which he saw coming. But yeah, so they've been using it as a fun way of having celebrity cameos in the show, but you can also sign up as an audience member. We didn't attempt to the first time we saw the show because A, we were late. Not too late to see the show, but too late to sign up. And B, Kate got there ahead of us, Kate Ranking, and apparently was told no because they were prioritising people who hadn't seen the show. And if they do that today, obviously, then that also won't include us. But I would at least like to see how it works. And I think quieter show today, but also an irregular one in the Broadway schedule, so we could get actors in the audience.
Yeah.
Could be fun cameos. So when we were here in November, we remarked that this construction had started on what for the longest time had just been not only an empty lot, but actually a hole in the ground. Now, it's an entire building coming together. There's going to be like a roller coaster, like a ride at the top.
Ride at the top, yeah.
Crazy! But I'm glad that they are advertising the shows whose marquees they're obscuring. Spotted on the street marketing. This is for The Fear of 13, coming to the James Earl Jones Theatre Adrian Brody reprising his Olivier Award-nominated performance from London. And we've stopped into Schmackery's because Aaron James hasn't had a cookie yet, where they have several show-themed cookies, more than I've seen them have for ages. This is the King of New York cookie, themed to Newsies. We've got the Kaleidoscope cookie, themed to Hell's Kitchen, the Stay Gold cookie for the outsiders, the Havana Guava, which sounds delicious, for Buena Vista Social Club, the Cookies and Cream Boulevard for Sunset Boulevard, and the Crumb of the Century, which is maybe my favourite pun name, from Ragtime, playing at Lincoln Center. Schmackery's, the favourite cookie of Broadway. Aaron James is going to review for us the Stay Gold cookie, which I don't even think you've had it before. I'd forgotten that one was gluten-friendly.
Yeah.
Which a few of them are.
It's nice, it's really light, it's lemon.
Ah, lemon. It does look yummy. It looks sort of like Caramac.
Yeah, no.
But it's not. This is even quieter, as it always is. It's always quieter than Times Square if you go just a couple streets over onto 9th, which is where you'll find a lot of great eateries and restaurants. This is our favourite pizza place, because they're also very gluten-free inclusive on their menu, and we are walking on up to New World Stages, which is, there are two different entrances. You go underground, and there are multiple off-Broadway theatrical spaces where they have 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, as well as Heathers the Musical, a play that goes wrong, and others. Is the Bubble Show still there? Is a maze there? Is that where that is? A hasty Google search suggested that the sign-ups for guest spellers end 15 minutes before curtain, and it is coming up to 1:30. So we will see. We will see if that is the case, and we will report back. We will go and do some journalism. I'm sort of already, I said I wanted to try and do it this time. I'm sort of already nervous at the prospect to feel very perceived and sit on stage, but I think it's such a unique experience. We owe it to ourselves to try. This is one of the two entrances here. The other one is on the other side of this little plaza. We've actually never gone in this way, so we're going to try it today just to have experienced it. You can see posters here for the shows playing. We've got a big old Heathers one up there, as well as Spelling Bee, the Gazillion Bubble Show. I think this is also the stage door for the venue. I think this is the side where actors come out if they can, if they have time. Heathers, Jamie Allen's A Maze, and the play that goes wrong. We think maybe we lied, and that's actually not an entrance, and you do have to go over to the other side.
I think it's an exit.
That would make sense.
I think it's the exit and stage door.
Maybe it's an entrance by evening, but when there's like only a couple shows, if that, doing a Thursday matinee, they don't need to have people out in the cold.
Well, also because you need double the amount of security guards and double the amount of staff up.
Yeah, pretty much any Broadway show and a few of the off-Broadway venues in Midtown as well, you will be met by venue staff outdoors and security, and you'll do a little bag check. You usually don't need to open your bag or take anything out unless you are prompted to, but just listening ears, tickets ready, all those usual things. You're sensible people, you know what to do. I don't need to patronise you. We are inside the venue. Spelling Bee is here at stage 3. This is the cast board. This is the company for today's performance, the stage managers, the conductor, and an understudy at this performance. How exciting, in the role of Leaf Coneybear. I want to show you this over here, because these are former champions of the Putnam County Spelling Bee going back to 2002. In fact, they are cast members of the original production, original creatives, writers, the composer William Finn there. So this is a fun little board of Easter eggs, but they update this after the show with the winner of the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. So afterwards you can come back and look at it, and it will have written there the person who wins, as well as last year's winner Chip Tolentino, who also appears as last year's winner in the context of this production. But that's just a fun little detail. Aaron, meanwhile, has been picking us up some juice boxes. Last time we were here, we only noticed this afterwards, which is themed cocktails to all the different shows here at New World Stages. You can get a dead girl walking or a red scrunchie themed to Heathers, a bubble royale or a Shirley bubble, which makes me laugh, from the Gazillion Bubble Show, and for Spelling Bee, the juice box or the bell. We've gone for the juice box, which is vodka, peach schnapps, cranberry juice and orange juice. You can also get the drink that goes oolong or the white spirit from the play that goes wrong, and a couple more options there as well. But excited to try this one today. And they do give out juice boxes in the show. And just before we head in, I've got to show you this merchandise because I think it's very cute. We have a little plush bee keyring there. We've got a very yellow tote. We've got the show artwork on magnet and a little holographic decal. We've got a little pen there with a bee on it. We've got a little notebook, keyring. Oh, they're announcing the spellers.
There are a ton of you who signed up today. We wish we could choose everyone, but we can't.
We also have mugs. We also have this cute beanie. We also have apparel up here at the merch stand. And now inside the auditorium, these are our rush seats. Row D, seats 122, 123. We are on the end, on the aisle here, which is lovely. That means people are going to go past here when they go on and off the stage. These are actually really great seats for this production, and not too wide at all to the stage. As you can see, got a great view. That's where the band is going to be up at the top there. It's a pretty static set, but it's a really fun set. And the details and the design extends out into the auditorium. You can see the signage up there for PUTNAM Piranhas. That's a complex trivia question waiting to be answered in a musical theatre trivia quiz. We have our stage light programs, not playbills here. Not many off-Broadway houses tend to have playbills, but we have stage light programs which have all of the usual information. We have little... Oh, they still have understudy slips. Some Broadway productions have discontinued these recently. Yeah, but we have cast and creatives, and we have little who's who pages in here, so you can read up about the performers and the individuals who helped bring this show to the stage. We've got our beverages here as well. I'll let you know how the juice box is, but I'm very excited for this afternoon's one-act entertainment of the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
Mickey will now try his drink.
How was yours? You've already tried it.
I love it. It's a slate, but anything peach wins.
We do like...
Anything tasting peachy I like.
Oh, refreshing. And it's different to the shucked one. It's not like...
No, because that was passion fruit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's delicious. Yum. We're standing here on the street because Erin is baffled / intrigued / horrified about how these multi-level parking structure things work, about how you get the higher level ones down. And the guy has just like valeted the lowest one into that space and is now going to keep pulling. Yeah. Oh, that seems time consuming.
This is what I mean.
No. And then down.
What is this game?
I'm just waiting for something.
This has to be long term and that's short term and that's like a separate. Or I don't understand.
It's a bit Final Destination, isn't it? Like you're just... I've got too many visions of something going wrong there.
And then you're like, if you're the first person one of it, I feel like it's going to be at the top, so it's going to take
You know who you sound like right now? You sound like your Nanny Jill.
I'm gathering it must be like you're saying, oh, on this day I'm going to get it, because there's nobody here waiting.
Anyway, if you're looking for parking outside of New World Stages to come and see Spelling Bee, I've got a great recommendation because it is just across the street. We were waiting for people to participate, and I'm going to take a photo with the poster. Life is pandemonium. Bam, 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 bam. I bought a t-shirt because we saw this last time, and I was like, I want to wear Spelling Bee merch out and about. I want to walk around the world with people knowing. Oh, this is the stage door cue. There you go. Hope people are hyping up understudy performer who went on. Did a great job.
It's really good.
But yeah, I want to wear Spelling Bee merch out into the world and have people know that I'm a human being who knows what the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee is. But I didn't get one that had the one that had the show logo and name on, because I feel like people will think that I just attended an actual spelling bee, which is not the worst thing in the world. But I got the one with the names because then it's even more like, if you know, you know. And if that was the reason I wanted it, then that was the one that made sense to buy. And I have a grey one with names from The Inheritance. Very different show.
Very different.
But I feel like it's getting gradually worn out because I wear it too much and it goes through the laundry. So this is like waiting in the wings to be
No, we're
next
seeing
one.
him later in the weekend.
We're seeing him tonight. We're excited. Seeing lots of friends this weekend because lots of people are in town for Broadway Con / already lived here / are on their way here. That was an early, oh my gosh, it's 4:03. If we won any 3 o'clock lotteries, they've all just expired.
Oh no.
So here's to hoping we didn't.
Yeah, because that would have been my show.
Unfortunately, this is to try and get Aaron a single ticket for something tomorrow. Unfortunately, I did not win tickets for these shows. So we will keep figuring that one out. There's a couple lotteries that I think maybe haven't come through yet. Have the Broadway Direct ones come out yet?
Checking.
Hold the line, caller.
Although last time I remember that was my Deaf Gunter one. You remember? And I was getting in last minute in a lift.
Thanks for entering. Try again.
Oh, I didn't enter them. I just remembered that I never got round to it.
Well, then you don't deserve to win.
Wow.
Constantly, I enter. This was on your behalf.
I know.
We're going straight from our play this evening to a late night open mic night, which is like new work, new writing, non-filming, which I think is a good and cool thing to specify.
Yeah.
So you will not see clips from it. Oh, and fire engine heading out.
No.
He's sirening.
No, not doing that one.
That's too high for you. This used to be the Copacabana, and we knew that Magic Mike Live was opening in Hell's Kitchen, which technically is just about where we are
And we knew that
right now.
And we knew that it said the former Copacabana building, but I didn't realise that was the former one. Like
Well,
that
that's
was
where
classed as
it's
the former.
that's where it's going, I guess. Magic
right
Mike,
next to 6.
Magic Mike Live.
Where's 6?
Appears to be,
Where's it?
yeah, next to 6 the musical, over here at the Lena Horne. P.S. Great seats did we have for spelling bee. Nearly fell in the street.
Real right on the entrance exits area.
Everyone ran past me, either crying or cheering, and they had closed registration by the time I got to the little desk, so maybe it's you have to be there before half an hour before. The article on New York Theatre Guide definitely says 15 minutes, but maybe it's changed. So maybe they had so many sign-ups because people were really enthusiastic and like knew about it. So I think it's always going to be quite popular.
Yeah.
No celebrity cameos today, but talented spellers.
Yes.
And yeah, there's a moment in the show where we were in the splash zone a little bit and we got free sweets.
Yeah.
That was fun. Update on 45th Street. We got Operation Mincemeat in glistening yellow here at the Golden Theatre. There you go, that's the one. Soon to welcome an all-American new cast, followed by Tony Award-winning The Outsiders at the Jacobs across the street, as advertised via scaffolding coverage. We have Chess. You may know it so well, but not this production. Must be seen to be believed. And then Giant down there at the Music Box. Olivier Award winning play. Won the Olivier Best New Play? Last year's Olivier Award winning Best New Play, Giant?
Yeah.
Yes. By Mark Rosenblatt. Also heading to Madrid, Spain, as we learned over the weekend. There you go. You can see cast members there on the doors, including John Lithgow and Elliot Levy, reprising their performances from the West End production. Buena Vista Social Club here at the Schoenfeld. It's been a few months since we were last here, and I forgot the names of all of the theatres, but they're coming back to me slowly. The booth currently dark. What's next at the booth? Something's coming at the booth. What's going to the booth? Aaron, what? He's over there. Well, he's not going to be able to tell me what's going to the booth. Will you tell me what's going to the booth, tiny people in my camera? It's proof for everyone rushing to the comments section. Proof at the booth. Second Junior's restaurant sighting of the day, and the one that we tend to go to more often. The only one we've ever really sat down and eaten at, rather than just using a takeaway window. Down here on 44th, got Hell's Kitchen. Recently announced its closing performance here at the Schubert. Across the street, Marjorie Prime, which we're seeing this weekend, catching that one on Sunday at the Hayes Theatre, programmed by Second Stage. This is a new marquee here. Previews begin on March 18th for Cats, the Jellicle Bull. Look at this, vibrant yellow and black. This looks stylish. That's eye-catching, isn't it? You are not going to miss. Look at that. Come one, come all. Come to Cats, the Jellicle Bull. And we've got a nice digital marquee up there, here at the Broadhurst Theatre. Titanic not yet advertised over at the St James. I don't imagine they have features up at the Majestic, but those are the next two tenants here on 44th Street. Nice little Broadway marquee update for you all. This one's looking great. Yay, Cats. Meow. Something slightly poignant and just a little ironic about the lingering signage for the Queen of Versailles, the American Dream, at any cost. Was it $30-something million? Was that the cost? I shan't comment. Here's another one for you at the Hudson Theatre. Tony Award winner Daniel Radcliffe returns to the same stage where he won that Tony Award for playing Charlie Kringus in Merrily We Roll Along. He's back in a solo play, Every Brilliant Thing. Solo in as much as he is the only performer on stage, but he will have collaborators in the form of audience members. It is a wonderful piece of theatre. I encourage everyone to see, either here on Broadway or at a theatre near you. And like I said, just a great time to be seeing theatre on this street right now. Every Brilliant Thing over there, maybe Happy Ending over here. Beautiful human and robot stories of connection and happiness and being alive. Being alive. Ow. Traffic. And this is sophistication we have learned after many New York trips. We are sat at the bar at Lady Blue on Restaurant Row. Erin is enjoying loaded tater tots. And I have got loaded mac and cheese. Perfect thing to eat in this chilly weather. It's happy hour. I've got a Sauvignon Blanc. Making friends with the bartenders. It's a good time. That was a great idea. Had a great time. Yeah. Lovely, and just felt so like
New York,
non-touristy, and just like classy to be sat at a bar at Lady Blue.
We thank our friends Robbie, Len and Grace.
Thank you, Robbie Rozelle, for discovering Lady Blue. It did not exist until Robbie Rozelle found it. This is Restaurant Row. This is 46th.
If you're looking for like a pre-show place, and also like a very like
between
New York,
8th and 9th.
Yeah, anywhere on this. Most places on this street we've been, like, there's quite a few we've been to, or this is just kind of a very good like New York
piano
vibes.
bar. This is where Joe Allen's
here.
Yeah.
Holdfast, where you've seen in many videos.
We love a late night at Holdfast. Bar Central.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lots of places here. Iconic.
We should pick off a Joe Allen. UK,
We should.
US or somewhere.
Or Paris. We should. We absolutely should. We are heading now over to Bug, B-U-G Bug.
I'm
And
so nervous.
Erin's a little nervous. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. The thing that we were going to go to after has been cancelled because of flooding?
Yeah. Water
Question
issues.
mark?
Water issues.
Which, if tomorrow, I guess that water will freeze. But also, we're going to have to part ways for a little bit here because Bug is yonder pouching. Erin James, while I have the hiccups, do you want to explain what that means?
I'm eating a mint.
He's eating a mint.
Yonder pouching isn't really a thing in UK theatres for shows, but basically you put your phone in like a little sleeve and then they lock it with a magnet.
You keep the sleeve.
You keep it, you don't have to give your phone to anybody else, you get given it. If you've ever been to like a TV filming or anything like that, you probably had to yonder vouch.
That's the first time it happened to me too, yeah.
But essentially they lock your phone in the little bag with a magnet, and then at the end of the show you hold out your like sleeve and they unmagnet and release your phone.
I know so little about this play, I don't really know the reason as to why.
I think you believe it is nudity.
That's usually the
normally
reason.
always nudity.
Prince F did it for that reason at Studio Sea View. Liberation currently doing the same thing at the James Earl Jones. We can make this like We can make this like 7 seconds. We can make it. We can make it. Cross the street. Suddenly it's the New York City Marathon. Woohoo! Left. This way. We're going up. We're going up, up, up. Oscar nominated as of this morning. It's the day of the Oscar nominations, by the way. We watched that live on TV this morning. How fun!
Nothing.
Yeah, none for Gretchen winners.
But yay for Jessie Buckley.
Yay for Jessie Buckley. Yes, correct. Anyway, this is where we part because the phone's going in the underpouch, the camera's going in the bag, but obviously there is an intermission and like there's nothing wrong with like filming the merch, but just inherently if it's a no phone zone, if I get out a vlogging camera, that's gonna terrify everyone and I'm gonna get rightfully tackled by a staff member. So I will show you the outside of the theatre. I will not show you the curtain call. I will tell you all about afterwards. Maybe I'll show you some merch if I buy some merch. We'll show you the playbill and everything. We'll do what we can. This is the queue. How I've missed being in a queue for a Broadway theatre. And we will take a look at the marquee as we approach it, maybe from a distance. But then you will go away in my bag. Here it is. Bug at the Friedman. This is as close as you're getting, and I will see you on the other side. And now here I am, host Bug. Bug's over there.
I will say, it's not scary, it is thriller. Thriller is definitely the right category.
Yeah, that was insane.
Like, it was insane. Like,
it was crazy.
Like, you're like, oh my gosh. But also, it's not like, I'm like, I don't know, it's
Not scary. No. There's moments if you're squeamish,
yeah.
But like, you have plenty of time to like...
There's squeamish moments, but it's not like what I'm gathering, like paranormal activity in most types of shows. It's not a horror.
It's not jump scares. Everything that happens slowly and steadily.
It's not a horror.
Yeah, very thriller. Very thriller. Polarizing.
Yeah.
Conversation starter.
Yeah.
Just standing around here now, you can hear people saying,
people
loved
go
it,
other ways.
hated it.
Yeah.
Which I think is good, because I've come out of a lot of places where people are like, yeah, I'm glad I went, like it was fine. Like I
don't
like.
want a meh. A meh is not what you want.
This is incendiary. This is polarizing. Bold.
Yeah.
Difficult to watch for a lot of reasons, for its own reasons, and then for contextual, current social reasons.
Yeah.
Much to say about Bug. Sort of what I was expecting, but large, but also not. Can confirm nudity seemed to be the principal reason for the Yonder Pouch. Had a lovely time, as always, at the Friedman Theatre. One of the most comfortable theatres on Broadway. Lovely place to see plays. That was our 4th visit.
Yeah.
We've been there before for Prayer for a French Republic.
Sometime, old friends.
Eureka Day. And now Bug.
Yeah.
Which will go down in history as a memorable visit.
Oh yeah, I won't forget this trip.
No, we've only ever sat orchestra right. Fun fact. So I have no perspective on the rest of the theatre.
It's so comfy.
It is.
If you want comfy seats, go to the Friedman.
And legroom.
Yes,
Yeah.
also great.
Yeah, we're gonna meet Ashley and I think discuss Bug, and in lieu of going to the open mic night cabaret that we were going to go to, probably head back to Brooklyn and watch the US Traitors for her and the UK Traitors for us, because we just had a message from Sean that just said OMG the Traitors. So we need to catch up, I feel. But also OMG Bug. Shook by Bug. Shook by Bug. Our friends are scattered to the wind. Ashley's at a party, which we have been invited to, but I think she might be heading soon. We, I think, are going to head down to Marie's Crisis, sing-along musical theatre piano bar. If you don't know it, you need to know it. Downtown, where Mr. Brendan Henderson, aka King of Theatre YouTube, over at Wait in the Wings, is presumably singing some obscure musical theatre right now. If I know him well, we're going to go and meet him there because we were meant to see him. He invited us to the open mic night that was happening tonight at the Beachman, so we're going to go and meet him at Marie's instead. Which, fun fact, if you're coming on just like a Broadway trip, for the most part, I don't think you really need to have cash. The only reason we ever have cash or spend cash is at Marie's, because you do need cash for Marie's Crisis to tip singers, pianists, but also to pay, to buy drinks. And when they have a cover on as well, which I think is most of the time. What day of the week is it? Is it Franca?
Friday.
It's Thursday.
Oh no, it's Thursday.
Is Franca Thursdays? Oh, I think she might be.
Oh.
It could be Franca.
Who knows?
Our favourite
Actually,
pianist.
might join us.
Maybe. We're going to go, ostensibly, the plan right now is half an hour. Watch us cut to hours later. You're not really meant to film at Marie's, it's not the vibe. People are there to have a nice time and not have their singing filmed. So there may be a jump cut to afterwards, but we're going to head down to West 4th Street and go sing some musical theatre around a piano. The night progressed.
You did.
The night progressed. Hello.
First
Hello.
time at Stonewall Inn.
We went to
Complete.
Stonewall. We were okay. So Marie's is just over there. We went to Marie's, and then we were like, where are we going now? And we went to Stonewall because Erin and I have never been to Stonewall.
No, we talked about it so many times, being like, that's such a momentous place.
It felt like it would be a lot more of a big deal to go, but you can just go in. You just go in and order drinks. They love that actually.
Bar.
They're thrilled if you do that.
I will say, don't be scared to go in it. It's just a normal bar.
Yeah, had a great time. Much gin, much Sprite. We're waiting for Wait in the Wings. And then we're going to go get pizza.
No. We're waiting for Waiting.
Ashley's gone so far. Ashley. No one gets in between a New Yorker
and her pizza.
And a slice. Pizza is the direction in which we're heading. I promise I'm more delirious than drunk. If it sounds like it's exhaustion and jet lag and bug, honestly, still reverberating. If anything is coursing through my veins, it's bug. People need to know.
I promise I'm here.
We're really friends.
I promise. Is that your battery at 2%?
It's fine.
2%?
It's like the end of the night. It's okay.
Stress me out.
What else is going to happen?
You were talking to me about? Or did you already have this and then I was like, I think...
This is the tiny little, this is the vlogging camera.
I love the tiny little guy. Do you
Yeah.
have a name for him yet?
He's called DJ Cosmo. He'll follow you. Look, if you move, he follows you.
DJ Cosmo. Keep up, DJ Cosmo. Another one, DJ Cosmo.
It's been an evening, everybody. Everyone excited for Broadway Con.
I've seen musicals, I promise.
And one midnight slice of Sicilian pizza from Bleecker later, as well as several hours. It is now the morning. It is, I believe, just before 9 a.m. Who even are we? I'll tell you who we are. We are people on our way to an unexpected media call, press day.
This wasn't part of the original plan.
This was not part of the plan. This was an email I got at 5 p.m. yesterday being like, oh my god, hey, we noticed that... They didn't actually say, oh my god, hey. We noticed that you're in New York, I guess from my Instagram stories. Do you want to come to the press day for Bigfoot? And I was like, do I? The answer was yes. It's also the first day of Broadway Con. I don't know that I'm going to meaningfully go along. I might go and pick up my press pass and go and see, just get a little bit of a vibe, but tomorrow is the day of like going early, really attending. I think that is going to be the plan. In the meantime though, we're going to go find out more about the incoming new Off-Broadway musical, Bigfoot. It's giving Bat Boy vibes, if Bat Boy was Bigfoot. I have been intrigued about this show since it was announced. We've been hearing very exciting things from Creatives Company. Tell me a little bit about how this writing team came together and the inception of Bigfoot.
Our team came together thusly. Kevin and I started improv in Chicago in what year?
2022.
2002. 2002. Yeah, that sounds right.
That's considerably longer ago, yeah.
Yeah. Then I got to Boom Chicago, which is an improv theater in Amsterdam, where Schmoll was working as the musical director in 2004. Cut to 2014.
That's right.
And we decided to write Bigfoot together while Kevin was in Chicago, Schmoll was in Columbus, and I was here in New York.
What was the inspiration behind wanting to tell this story? Where did Bigfoot come from?
It didn't exist. And I just thought, how weird that there isn't like a big fun Bigfoot thing, right? Because nothing's sillier than Bigfoot. The idea is silly. Because grown men are outside looking for a mythical creature, and that's silly, and I like that.
Bigfoot is the story of an outsider who lives in the woods outside an economically depressed town in middle America called Mud Dirt. And it is the classic story of an outsider. It reaches almost allegorical, an allegorical level, and it also has a political satire running through it. There's corruption in the town of Mud Dirt. There's scapegoating. There's all kinds of stuff going on, while madcap comedy and absolute bangers are going on too.
What can we reveal to the people about Bigfoot?
It's a crazy, wild, funny 90-minute musical with really incredible music.
And lots of excitement, lots of laughter, and lots of love.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's an ensemble piece of theater, which is, I think, what's so special about it, because multiple people play different roles, and it's just 6 of us on stage. I've never done a show that is that small, and there's something really lovely about it. It feels almost like collegiate in a way, like we're all just like putting this thing on together, but it's like really sharp and really funny, and there's no intermission. Which I think is the most appealing thing about it.
You're the first people to tell me that, and that is a selling point.
Yes,
that I
totally
Listen,
is.
And,
Yeah.
and you're not going to want one, so you're not.
No, it flies by. Yeah.
It goes. We are having a blast up there, so we're hoping you will too.
Yeah, very much. From everything I'm hearing, it feels like it might be in the neighborhood of like Toxic Avenger, Batboy, kind of familiar kind of territory. And you personally have done a lot of shows that I think maybe like hard to explain to your parents, like Mormon musical, this one's Korn, and now Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, I know. Yeah, I think that's what I love about it, is there is so much mystery around it, because it's based on nothing other than this like weird myth that people don't really know about. Like, of course there's a musical about Bigfoot. So yeah, hard to explain to family members, yeah. And also when I say I'm playing the titular character of Bigfoot, people always want to know, what are you wearing? And I still don't really know yet.
Yeah.
So you gotta come
and see it.
I'm deeply intrigued.
Hair will be involved.
Oh yes.
Sure.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
It's, I think, a perfect escape from the craziness of the world. It's a genuinely funny comedy, which is rare to find. And the cast is sensational. I mean, everyone's working really hard. It's truly a great time at the theater.
Yeah, not a hard-hitting Bigfoot story, not like dark.
No.
Not a 3-act play.
Yeah, we're not getting into how Bigfoot got here, how he's sort of, the trauma. We're sort of avoiding that a little bit.
Someone else's Bigfoot story.
Exactly. That's sort of, he's going to be covered in blood and all black. It's going to be a whole thing.
Cameras, all of the lot. Yeah. So I'm meeting 3 of the residents of Mud Dirt. Am I getting that right? Mud Dirt.
Mud Dirt, yes.
Mud Dirt. We're here in the rehearsal room for Bigfoot. What can you tell us about this intriguing, hopefully hilarious show?
It's intriguing.
And hilarious.
I'm intrigued.
Hopefully.
No, it is. It's about the town of Mud Dirt. Mud Dirt has this corrupt mayor who is trying to scapegoat Bigfoot and get the townspeople to fear Bigfoot and go after Bigfoot and attack Bigfoot, all so that he can distract them while he grabs power and resources and, all the things. And while he does that, Bigfoot, goes on this journey of like self-discovery and finds out who he is and what his relationship is to community and how he can bring his outsider skills to like make the community better. I don't know.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. That was perfect.
That was great.
Excellent.
Great synopsis.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, I've known Amber for a long time, and I've known Kevin Soretta for a long time. They're both very funny, great writers. It's a really funny script. And the role of mayor is a very fun role. So you put all that fun together, and the Moff Dog is in.
What can you tell us about the show, silliness,
Not
sincerity?
much. But it is silly, but also it might have a little bit of satire that sneaks up on you. Are you hearing that?
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not overt. I would say it's, an undercurrent that you'll go, oh, yeah. I see what they did.
Yeah. There if you want to see it.
There if you want to see it. And if not, then it's just fun and funny and silly and full of really, really catchy songs, actually.
Yeah, nice. This is not your first foray into off-Broadway musical theatre. What are you excited about getting back into a little intimate space, doing a silly, wacky show?
What you just said, getting back into a space and like the energy of a theater full of people who are just ready to have their ribs tickled. There's nothing like it. So yeah, I loved doing Big Gay Jamboree. It was like a dream come true that I didn't even know I had, and now I'm addicted.
I think you're going to leave with a lot of the songs in your head, and it's just fun. I think all of us have kind of like experienced the story of Bigfoot in some kind of way. So this is kind of a new, fresh take on it, and it kind of combines all of our theories into one. And it's also really relatable.
Yeah, the music is so good. Like
I was going to ask about this.
Well, think of like if you're listening to Sirius XM radio and you're listening to like the decades, greatest hits. There's like a hit from every decade in our show. There's like influences from like the 50s, 60s, from the 70s disco, 80s like rock power ballads. Like 90s kind of like. And I feel like every single song is a bop.
I was going to say, because we have some voices here, all three of you. So I'm assuming some big singing is going to be happening. This is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. Oh, and also, Katarina has an album coming out.
Oh.
I just want to listen. Just plug in.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we could plug that. My jazz album's coming out in April. So yeah, if you want to listen, it's.
And her single.
Oh yeah.
Is streaming on Spotify,
today.
Apple Music today.
Right now.
Album called.
The album is called Cat's Out of the Bag, and the cat is with a K because my name's Katarina. So yeah, it's really exciting.
I see what you did. I see what you did.
Yeah.
We set out to tell a very fun, very playful and silly story. I think we still do that. While we were putting it together, we also saw that a lot of the things that we were finding with the character and the characters around Bigfoot related to the world that we are currently living in. Even back in 2014 when we first started working on it, we're like, these resonate, and now here, more than ever. So we've been able to synthesize those two and tell a story that we think is addressing those things while also entertaining at maximum capacity. So catchiest songs that you're going to hear, fun jokes, and a cast that you're going to want to bundle up and just bring home with you.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about this score then, and the kind of musical identity and the realm that we're living in.
Well, the show is set in the 80s, so a lot of the music is 80s adjacent. And which is easy for me because when I was years ago back in the 80s, I was playing in a cover band, so it was kind of my job to know that all those styles and all those songs, and so we have that sort of 80s coat of paint over the songs, and and it's basically just simple, catchy songs that you're going to sing on the way out of the theater.
I think one of the strengths of this show is the Madcap score. Shmoo and Amber have been writing songs together for a really long time. They started writing songs together in a sketch comedy world in Chicago, I think. I might have that slightly wrong, but it's something like that. And they're just really, really funny, and it comes from a very different place than most musical theater writing comes from. It is like lyric forward, but in a like deeply comedic way. But I think this whole show, including the music, is like dumb smart. It is like so stupid, and at the same time it is like deeply intelligent and really about something.
Yeah. Music to my ears. So we have now met Bigfoot. We have become acquainted personally with Bigfoot. And hopefully we get a chance to see the show. It starts previews in February on the 11th, we think. One of the downstairs off-Broadway spaces at New York City Centre. It sounds very much, from everything we were hearing, like...
It's such an us show.
I think it lives in the neighbourhood. Like, the neighbours to that show are like Toxic Avenger, Bat Boy, Shucked kind of vibes. And they said a lot of my favourite things, which was every time someone spoke about like silliness and sincerity, cleverness and stupidity. Yeah, I love stuff that's stupidly smart.
It's always that thing when you go to these events or like whenever we're here, you suddenly go, oh, that's so exciting. Oh, I'm really thinking of it. And you suddenly go, oh, it has to work with
Yeah,
like,
we're not necessarily going to be
here.
here in the month of February, or maybe March. We're still kind of figuring that out because the Broadway season's a little slower, so it doesn't merit lots of
And
returning trips.
London is sincerely bringing it this year.
It is, they are. In any case, excited to get to hear a little bit of it. Sometimes at press events like that, you get to see performance previews. That was just interviews and like a photo call. Also, for a complete behind-the-scenes thing, it was nice to get to chat to a lot of the other media personalities and Broadway industry people, like the fantastic Joel Crump, like our friend Gillian Russo at New York Theatre Guide.
The Theatre League team.
Yeah, Kobe and the Theatre League team. And nice to see them, folks who we usually run into on carpets or at shows or at events.
And like to meet and see publicists and stuff, because you don't
Yeah.
you email a lot with those people, but
And press nights are not a good time, especially here when everyone's like arrives close to the curtain, picks up tickets from a person outside, or they're already at the box office. You email, but it's not a good way of getting to know someone. So we now have great relationships with the ones in London because we get to see them a lot. So trying to build that here has been harder, but days like today were really good. So endlessly grateful, pleasantly surprised to have had that out of the blue email to be like, come meet Bigfoot. I have just stopped by Broadway Con to pick up my little media credential, which is very exciting. The panel's tomorrow. A lot of the other stuff I'm excited about and just generally vibing around the area also tomorrow. There's like a couple of performances this afternoon I might pop over to very briefly, just stick my head in to get a sense of it, but also we might go for a very long walk around Central Park while it is still
not like it's snowy. It probably will be snowy, but not like
snowing or blizzardy. The temperature today is dropping. It's like 2 degrees now.
We are wearing thermals.
By 10 p.m. it's meant to have gone down to -8 or -10. It's going to drop.
Yeah, it slowly goes up throughout the evening.
And then the storm arrives. And Sunday specifically is when the snow is meant to really start getting here. No one thinks we're getting out of here on Monday.
No, everybody's just like,
And it's a low stakes week. There's shows we want to get back to. We have a little bit of flexibility.
And we're
Stuff
really
can move
fortunate
around.
that it's not we hadn't booked a hotel. It wasn't
Hadn't booked a hotel. We're staying with friends. Hopefully, it's not like upon us to pay for a new flight if things go wrong. I don't think that falls under like act of God, but we will see. So I'm kind of weirdly excited about it because it's low stakes for us.
I'm kind of chilling the fact that like there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
And it's not like we desperately need to be somewhere or something instead of fall apart if we're not in the UK. It's not that way.
We're meant to be seeing Marjorie Prime on Sunday afternoon. I think there's every possibility that June Squibb personally, or indeed any other member of the cast, but like
Cynthia Nixon.
Yeah, Danny Bernstein. I think there's every possibility that gets possibly cancelled due to cast member transit challenges to the theatre. And tomorrow night, we're thinking of seeing Chicago, which we saw last couple Januaries ago.
It was our first Broadway show.
It was our first Broadway show in March 23. This will be our third time seeing Chicago on Broadway. A show that I wouldn't have said I felt the need to keep going back to, but the casting keeps pulling us back in. And we're at a time when a lot of great off-Broadway stuff hasn't opened yet. In the coming weeks, lots of shows like Come From Away at Paper Mill hasn't started yet, and
High Spirits at City Centre.
High Spirit, like all of the stuff that we would normally go see. There's not a lot of other options for us right now, and we've seen a lot of the shows that we love multiple times. We've already done encore visits to Maybe Happy, Death Becomes Her. It's a very first world problem for us to have. But Kate Baldwin, Robin Herder, Alex Newell, and Chicago. I'd go see Chicago on a Saturday night. Steam. We have come up with a plan for the afternoon, and Aaron James is going to tell you about it.
We are going to head to the Melt Shop, which we didn't do last year.
No.
We didn't do on our last trip, so this time we're making up for it.
Yum,
It'll
yum.
be a heavier lunch, which we're kind of in the mood for because we've not really eaten yet. Mickey has got a Magnolia Bakery, the special of the month. If you know that it's his fave. And then we're going to walk up to have some Central Park time, but en route we'll also pick up a Dunkin' for me because I haven't had one yet. Shock horror. I cannot believe it. And then head to William Greenberg to pick up my black and white cookie.
Yay!
And we'll go and chill and eat it in the park.
I've also got blueberry lemonade from Magnolia Bakery. And the most surprising revelation is that a large banana pudding, I don't know if you can see, fits entirely within the pocket of my coat. These are exceptionally deep pockets. Again, the wind has blown my hair and I look like a mad scientist, which in some ways I sort of am. We have made it up to the southernmost edge of Central Park. We will head in and find a nice spot to eat our lunch. Erin has just pointed out the sort of apocalyptic plague of pigeons atop the lampposts here.
That one over there, the two down there, they've all got one. I got my Dunkin'.
Do you think they were in Home Alone too? This is the situation here in the park. The snow is going to get, I think, an awful lot more. I mean, with the weather forecast, there's some element of uncertainty, but people seem pretty confident. I think there was talk of like 8 to 12 inches of snow.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
If it does happen like that, that's a lot of snow.
That's between half a Subway sandwich and a full Subway sandwich. This is the spot, this is the setup, this is the bench, this is the view. It's very quiet, it's very peaceful.
Yeah.
We are eating our melt shop sandwiches. I love the thick cut French bread that you can get with the melts. Doesn't it just look so good? There's hot honey in this as well. Deliciosa. Yum yum. Erin's got gluten-free beef burger melt situation over there. I am about to enjoy the hot chocolate. I don't think this is a flavour I've had before. You can get the regular banana pudding, or every month, roughly, they have a different limited time flavour. Last time we were here I did not like the flavour. This time I'm excited about the hot chocolate, and the best bite of it is the lid.
And UK friends, if you haven't got a trip planned to go to New York to try Magnolia Bakery, it's not the same, it's its own type of brand, but there's a new place in Seven Dials Covent Garden area called Vanilla, VNILL.
VNILL.
Yeah.
Vanilla without the first A.
Yeah. And then we watch him eat.
I was saying to Erin just, I guess the lake in the park is going to freeze, and in fact it already has. There is a section in the middle with ducks and geese. There's also a section where they are standing on it next to it. Oh, we should go look at the turtles. Make sure they're okay. I guess they probably retreated into their shells.
I didn't see them in November, so I feel like, don't they hibernate?
Probably. Very possibly. I was also telling Erin about my manifesto that the majority of people are running the wrong way around Central Park, and this needs to be rectified. It's just harder. It's, in terms of the elevation, I think it makes more sense to run clockwise. Also, like, it's clockwise. The world works clockwise. Anyway.
Oh no, but actually,
I'm being salty about it.
Well, when you do a roundabout in like the US or like Spain or France or somewhere, they all drive
on the other side.
anti-clockwise.
Maybe this is why. Maybe I mean we're both non-drivers, so maybe this is the facts of the matter that I did not see coming. Anyway, not even thinking about doing a run on this trip because A, very cold, B, we're not staying in Manhattan, but also C, and this kind of ties into the press event we went to this morning. I think after almost a dozen of these trips, a lesson has been learned about pacing ourselves.
Yes.
And, you know, it's not like we don't have very full schedules back home. We do lots of press events. We sometimes go to like 3 events in one day, back to back.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for being at home and being settled, and everything feels a bit more fatiguing here, even when it's just like a very light series of interviews at a thing, or like an opening night carpet. There's just a quality of like...
Well, you're not going back home. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, and there's something about Manhattan that's just so relentlessly intense. I have the most respect and awe for people who live and work here, because it's like, it never stops. And so to be able to... Oh, look at him. Just hanging out. Hi, buddy. But yeah, it never really slows down, and this is not the busiest time. And the other folks there this morning were talking about how many events they've had this week and all these launches and like the Magic Mike dancers were just here and all of these things.
I will say London do less events and press stuff, but I do wonder if it's changing.
We do fewer like photo calls, and we still do a few of them, and not as many. And we don't do the opening night carpet in the same way. And
no, and they all, when events do happen, they all happen like all of a sudden. There's tons. I mean, it's really quiet.
And we don't want intense. Not a little January trip. We are having a nice, chill time with our friends. We're seeing some shows. We out here vibing.
We are, in fact, technically and are on holiday.
And from the serenity of the park back down once more into the hubbub of the metropolis, I am thinking I will go and have my tentative first glimpse of Broadway Con, and I might go and see what this 2 Strangers, 4 Strangers panel/performance is about. We're meeting friends at 5ish because a lot of other people, theatre goers, content creators, have come to New York this weekend from out of town for Broadway Con to visit, to appear, to be on panels. And so I think there is something of a meetup happening at Holdfast at 5. We're then going to grab happy hour, drinks and dinner with some friends who we try and see every time we come to town. Then I'm heading down to the public. You're seeing a show with Ashley and Ben at MCC.
Yeah.
I thought Ben and I were seeing the same show tonight, but he's at the show at the public tomorrow.
Taking me to a show.
So you have inherited Ben and I will be all by myself. And speak of the strangers, and they shall appear. Here they are advertised on the side of the scaffolding that has so much to answer for. This construction that has been, for years now, obscuring the marquee of the allegedly cursed Longacre Theatre. You can just about glimpse the lights of it down that stretch there.
Can't break me, can't break me. You can't break me, you'll still find stone. My heart of stone.
And now here we are in New York.
You can't just say New York anymore. You have to say
New York. Yeah.
It's my husband
It's a
last night.
contractual obligation.
What about it first spoke to you?
Just the challenge, really. I think just the sheer volume of text and the way in which you sort of have to play with pacing and the way you say a line and how it changes. And I think I was just really like, it was meant to be 6 weeks, so I was like, this is going to be really hard. So it's nice that this is going to be for 6 weeks. You know, so now, 3 years later, I'm now here. But no, it was a really amazing discovery, like throughout the rehearsal process, and the way that it's changed now is really fascinating to me. And we have people at stage door that go, I saw it in the kiln, and it's changed so much. And I think that's a real testament to our writers.
What is it like carrying a full 2-act musical on your backs the entire time?
It's sometimes challenging, but it's really beautiful. And I always say, I feel like it's written so beautifully that it doesn't feel like that. It feels like it just moves and moves and moves. And it's honestly not until like the end of the week that you're like, whoo, it's just us too. But because it doesn't, it's so smart in that way. That everybody, it's really shared, everything's shared, like everything's balanced in a way that like, it feels fast. It feels like there are other people there because the audience is like the third character. So that's my experience. I don't want to speak for everybody else, but for me, it does feel like it just moves.
I would just say that I think it all started when we were at ART in Boston. I think bringing the same group of people here. So what I say is our chemistry started at frozen margaritas and nachos. We would go out after the show. We would have game nights together. Vinny and I, even during the show for them, we would play our own game that was based off of just like looks at each other. I don't know if any of y'all have played Wavelength. But we like to play Wavelength, and you have to like figure out the scale, and it's usually based on a word, but instead Vinny and I decided to go off of vibes and looks. And what was funny is we ended up going on later that week, and our show felt so locked in because we had worked on like the chemistry and the vibes there. And then I think the 4 of us, we played Heads Up a lot too while we were out there in Boston. And I just think we created, like Sam was saying, a chemistry backstage that no matter what version of the show you see, the chemistry will relate on stage. I say it gives same, but different every single show.
The real struggle is being strangers because that's the premise, is that we don't know each other and we have to, we try not to see each other before the show starts. Which, did you notice the other day we did? We did too much time together before the show started.
Did you feel it?
Never again.
You felt
I could feel it in the show, absolutely. Like I had to recalibrate my brain that like, no, I do not know this person. And so what he's saying has to hit me in a much bigger way than just like, oh, that's Sam. It's like, no, I have no idea who you are. And not seeing him before the show is really, really helpful. And I didn't realize how helpful it was until yesterday.
Is there a certain theme or message or feeling that you get with the show that you think perfectly kind of encapsulates the experience?
I would say forgiveness is a massive thing in the show. Obviously, it's a rom-com. We're here to make you laugh, but at the end of the day, these are two flawed, unimportant people who aren't looking to change the world, they're just looking to get by. And these two change each other for who they should be rather than who they want to be. So the main one is self-forgiveness within, forgiveness for others, letting things go, letting your baggage go. Aha, there we go. Those sort of themes, yeah.
And I think true love too only exists if it is given through flaw, like to someone through recognizing their flaws. That's the only way you can truly love someone. And acceptance through that, not of someone who doesn't talk like you or doesn't look like you, but then through that circumvents back to acceptance of self and acceptance of love and acceptance of flaws so that you can give yourself in an honest and truthful way to someone is deeply self-reflective and deeply healing.
Oh my god, hey. It is colder. It has grown colder while I was sat in the very warm Palladium Times Square enjoying a little bite of, I guess it's the Broadway Con main stage. It's like their performance space. They also have like conference rooms in the Western Hotel, which is their main location for this year, as well as a marketplace. I haven't really seen any of that yet particularly. That's also where our panel is going to be tomorrow, but I have seen the main stage, heard a little Operation Mincemeat as I was arriving, heard a little bit of Six, a little bit of Music City, and some of the chat and song that you just saw from the 4 of the cast members from Two Strangers, which was a lot of fun, which was great.
Went to Drama Bookshop.
Aaron went to Drama Bookshop. What did you have there?
A iced white peppermint mocha.
What was it called?
It wasn't.
Oh, do they have a show promotion at the moment?
I didn't see one, no, it was just for winter.
It all slows down in January. They were asked about how they are, the cast, I'm so sad I didn't film this moment because it was so funny. They were asked how they all maintain their, take care of themselves and maintain their stamina doing just like a 2-person show, 8 performances a week. And Sam Tutty said, I have been eating a lot of grapes. And he spoke about how he's discovered grapes, and he was like, if you've not tried them, guys, grapes. So if anyone wants to don't do this en masse, but if a couple of people brought grapes to the stage door for Sam Tutty, it sounds like he'd be thrilled. Look what finally arrived at the NBC store. I don't think this was here around the time the film was coming out because we checked, but we have wicked merchandise, including some clothing over there from Roots, which is gorgeous. We got some hats. We got a puzzle, wicked puzzle. How exciting is that? We got pops. This is a little sort of Letterman style jacket, question mark, from the Roots brand, a Canadian fashion brand, I believe, but gorgeous detail on the back there. They've also got jumpers and jogging bottom-esque type pant situations. If I sound sleepy, it's because these shoes, they have made me tired. And just like that, it's hours later. I am here on Restaurant Row, where we've just been back at Lady Blue. I had the tots tonight, bechamel, no bacon bits, and no chicken because I wasn't that hungry, and another happy hour glass of Sauvignon Blanc, lovely, with some friends of ours, having a nice chat, lots of laughs, so much so that I left probably a couple minutes later than I should have done, but I will still have just enough time to make it down to the Public Theatre, which is not in Midtown, it is downtown, so I'm walking over to the 49th Street subway station to go and ride some kind of a subway that my phone tells me down in the direction of the Public. It's a 7:30 start this evening, which is very normal for a London show, less normal for New York. Erin's going to MCC, which is nearer to here. But before we went to Lady Blue, we went back to Holdfast to meet up with a bunch of TikTok and social media content creators who are in town right now or who live here anyway because of Broadway Con. So it was a nice little gathering. I should have gone to the bathroom before I left, but at least it's going to make me walk quickly. So that's okay. Cyclists should not be looking at their phones. That's crazy. I say, vlogging while crossing the street. But it was my crossing. Anyway, every time I get down here, I say to myself, I'll instinctively remember where the Public is. And I never do, but I think I'm going the right way. This is, if you don't know, a theatrical building, downtown New York. Took us a bunch of visits to start coming to see shows at the Public. No idea why, just dragging our feet. But we've now been a couple times. The show I'm seeing this evening is Ulysses, devised by a group. It's not a thorough adaptation, but it's by the Elevator Repair Service, that's the name of the theatre company, best known for their very celebrated production of Gats. That's Gats with a Z. Essentially, they read The Great Gatsby on stage. It was hours and hours long, there were dinner breaks, it was like 6 hours. They're not reading all of Ulysses, because as I learned last week, that would take weeks. We would be in the theatre for days, so they're reading verbatim excerpts. There's the Public over there. I really need the bathroom when I arrive, so the vlogging may be scarce, or it may be frantic. I'm going to start doing a little jog from side to side. I'm such a professional critic, arriving 10 minutes before the curtain in a flurry of full-blooded enthusiasm. Okay, we're here. We've made it. I have a notebook in my bag, and I've taken 2 caffeine pills. This is going to be fine. Well, if minimally vlogged, that was another thoroughly culturally fascinating experience at the Public. Excuse me. Oh, that did not work. Ah, it is cold. I'm just going to wrap this around my head. That's unironically actually very nice. Chalk one up for the world's biggest scarf. Somewhere over here is a poster. I will stand next to it and tell you a little bit. It's not this. Is it the next one? There you go. Ulysses. You can either see it or me. Hello. Yes. So this extraordinarily sort of impenetrable, epic Odyssey allegory novel from over a century ago by James Joyce, brought to the stage by a theatre company known for theatricalizing extensively these works of fiction, exercising more restraint than usual. Fascinating, really interesting. Lots that was brilliant about it. Sort of tending more on the academic side of things than the emotive. One of those pieces of theatre where there's plenty, especially if you have any familiarity with the book, I think, to respect and to admire, and as a creative to be sort of stimulated by, if not perhaps emotionally incited. But yeah, lots to say about it, lots still turning over in my mind, and I never really regret time spent at the Public, because it just the entire ethos and soul of the building over there means a lot to me, and I think I really connect to that building and what I perceive it to stand for. Oh, it's cold. It's cold in my hand. Okay, that's going to have to be it for now because I need to button up this coat, put up a hood, head down to the subway and head back. The others got out about 45 minutes before me and have already made the sensible decision of heading home rather than staying out in a bar, which at a less Arctic time of year would probably be the next move. I would probably go join them. Instead, I will go join them indoors. Oh, my left hand is getting very cold. The frost, it is truly on its way. I will see you tomorrow. And good morning from -12 or some such in Brooklyn. Yeah, the worst of it, it's not that bad. The worst of it is the wind chill. So, hands are cold. I have gloves, they're in my bag, but we're just walking to the subway. And the face is cold, and there's very little we can do about that. But we are heading to Broadway Con. Woo woo! Broadway Con Saturday. My panel is at 12. Kate Reinking is officially in the tri-state area, having arrived late yesterday evening. Saw Ben very briefly, and I haven't met Tyler before. And our friend Catherine is moderating, so it's just going to be a nice hangout with friends, basically. And I'm determined, because it's a subject I've talked about a lot, I've determined to not just regurgitate the same few answers and to make it fun and engaging, and to make sure that people go away from that panel being like, wow, I really learned something valuable. So that's my commitment. I'm going to try and maybe call on my teaching skills from years back and like engage with the audience. Anyway, getting on the subway now, heading to Broadway Con. It is pre-9 a.m, but our friend Brendel, oh for goodness sake, there's a train in 0 minutes again. Why does this keep happening? Oh, it's in 4. That's fine. Breakfast of Champions is William Greenberg black and white cookies that we bought yesterday on the N train, as in we're eating them on the N train. We didn't buy them on the N train, although that would be something. Fun fact, this is actually a regular black and white cookie. It's just the weather has turned it light blue, because Aaron's shaking his head at me being silly. That is not the truth, but I did get it because it looked icy. Taste test. It's very soft. Yum. It's a yum. It's cold. It's chilly, it's cold, but we're heading over to the Westin Hotel. This is not... I look like I'm about to go and give a panel presentation in Whoville. With whatever's happening up here. Cold on my fingers. It's not good, but we're very close to the Westin Hotel, where much of Broadway Con is taking place. I haven't explored the marketplace yet. I'm excited about that. We were invited for waffles this morning from our friends. But we did not make it in time for that. But we will make it in time for Brendan from Wait in the Wings' panel about Audrey 2.
A cute, innocent plant that seemed more likely to teach you how to count as opposed to, you know, brave your blood.
A little piece of like theater magic, because she's brought on almost like she's a prop in the beginning. Seymour brings her on, and her first, 10-15 minutes on the stage is just, she's stationary, she's still, there's a little, it's a totally encased thing. And then when Seymour puts her down on the counter at the top of the song Grow For Me, little does the audience know, we hope, that there has been a puppeteer under that counter for the entirety of the beginning of the show. Most of the time that's me, so my 6'5" frame is under that little counter. And to give away a little bit of the theater magic here, there's a hole in the counter, like a plug, that looks like matches the top of the counter, that as soon as Seymour puts her down on the counter, we remove that plug in the desk, and then we can remove the bottom of the pot as well, and that sort of opens her up so that we can reach our hand inside and actually secretly get into place to start manipulating her.
It's some of the hardest puppetry in the show to do, because you're singing and acting and puppeteering and dancing and 2 characters at once. And this is some of the hardest puppetry in the show, hands down.
It wasn't difficult for me.
She has to do something, and then we have to react to that. And then she can react to that reaction, and then so it really is like a conversation. If there's too much going on at the same time in both of our bodies, then it's hard for us in the audience to know where to focus. And so it's a little, and it's kind of like cleaner that way. But one thing that I talk about with the Seymours, as they're learning the number too, is like, especially when she's first emerging, is that like there should be stillness in his body. Like he should just be listening to the Ronette singing, so that when she moves, it's a big moment that she's coming out of that stillness, and so it highlights that movement even more. And so that's the kind of dance that we're doing for that whole number.
Not only did it need to talk, it also needed to be big enough to somehow chow down on the severed limbs of a dental professional. Also decided that the third variation of Audrey 2 needed to conceal a full human puppeteer.
In rehearsal, I could do it maybe once or twice in a given rehearsal. You really can't probably do it 3 times full out. You probably don't have enough energy to. So in that, it's a really extraordinary thing, because then what you're seeing, and the first performance I saw after feeling it, is what Weston doing it. And the song ended, and I wanted to like jump to my feet. I was so kind of upset that the audience doesn't understand and how amazing the work is.
So you've all been warned.
Yeah. You see it. Give a standing ovation after that. It's the kind of perfect invisible puppetry where if we've done our job right, they won't even know we're there. And it is really beautiful in that way. A lot of modern puppetry, especially with Warhorse and that popularity of Warhorse, teaching audiences that it's okay to see the puppeteer, and that blew everyone's minds. They're like, oh my god, the puppeteers are there, and yet I still believe it's a horse. And that's great and awesome, and a lot of modern puppetry just allows the puppeteers to be present. I come from a little bit of a different school. I work with this puppeteer, Basil Twist, who's like hypersensitive about hiding the puppeteer, making them perfectly invisible in most of his work. And this is such a beautiful example of a perfectly invisible puppeteer, even though our legs are completely out and exposed, just disguised as vines. And again, allows us to be gives the plant kind of arms and legs, and there's an amazing amount of range.
Thank you all so much.
That was a great panel. That was great. Of all of the brilliant documentaries that Brent and Juliana and Wait in the Wings put together every year, that was such a great choice for Broadway Con, because it was a focus on something so hugely iconic, which was Audrey 2, and a fun exploration and like visualization of how Audrey 2 works over various stages of evolution that made me desperately eager to go back and see Little Shop at the West Side Theatre, which I'm always eager to do at the best of times, if we're being honest. But yeah, that was a great panel. Brendan did a great job. I'm now braving the elements once more, the reasons for which are twofold. We are going to change venues, because I think we're going to go... There's a chat at the Palladium space, the sort of main stage venue, which is a bit of a walk around the corner, where I went yesterday to see Two Strangers. They're doing a thing with the Christines of Masquerade. So Broadway Ben, aka Ben Lebowski, is already there with Aaron. I, meanwhile, have a little errand to run first. It is almost 10 a.m. We're like 5 minutes out from box office's opening on this Saturday morning. I'm going to get rush tickets to see Chicago, which honestly is not something I thought I would ever do in my life, for various fair reasons, not to disparage the long-running success that it is and the stylistic achievement that I think that it is. I just didn't think it was a show I would A, go back to necessarily, or B, rush, but that's what this weekend has pointed me in the direction of. We're at a place where it's a slower season. This time last year we were catching like Eureka Day and English and Gypsy, and we were here in November, so we're pretty caught up on everything. There's a lot of great off-Broadway stuff, admittedly, but not open yet. We're a couple of weeks too early for a lot of those shows, so Chicago has a cast we can't say no to right now. If you're gonna see it, like, you're not gonna get a much better prestige Broadway cast than Kate Baldwin, Robin Herder, Tam Mutu, Alex Newell, like, great people. at the Cook County Jail right now, up at the Ambassador Theatre. Also the first Broadway house we ever went to. So I'm gonna go and see what the box office can do for me. I may need to put a little more Riz on my Revolut, as they say. Here she is. It's Chicago at the Ambassador Theatre. I'm gonna head into the box office and see what they can do for me. I have a highest number in my mind, which is something I would advise you to do under these circumstances. Wish me luck, everybody. Okay, I did not get Rush, but I am walking away from the Ambassador Theatre with a pair of tickets in my pocket, which is what I wanted at the end of that transaction. I don't know what we would have done necessarily, probably just gone back to Brooklyn. It's sort of... that the decision is exacerbated by the weather. It's not good weather for just like wandering around on the street and trying to come up with a plan, which is a habit that we have on occasion fallen into. So, didn't exceed my price ceiling in my mind. I didn't want to pay more than $75 or really $70, and these were $69.50. They are the lowest tier. They are probably the back row of the rear mezzanine, which we've had orchestra seats for Chicago before. We've had front mezzanine. Now we're sitting rear mezzanine. I don't super mind about that. At that point, I think it's going to be just nice to get respite from the cold and be in the room. There's also every possibility that I don't know if I'll get all the way upgraded. I have a sneaking suspicion people may have tickets and may not show because of the weather. I think there might be people who are traveling into the city today or this weekend who may decide not to for fear of not being able to get back again. I think that's a very real concern people have currently, so we will see. This is not me advocating for seeing a pair of seats and moving to them if they are vacant, especially because I've seen that backfire on people so many times. It's one thing to do it after the intermission, that's a completely different situation, but also sometimes they will use those free seats in the seating plan to upgrade people who need to for some reason, comfort, disruptive people around them. So I've seen that backfire too, where people have upgraded themselves into seats next to us and then the ushers come down and been like, can I see your ticket? We're going to put some other people here. And you don't get arrested, but I still fear authority so much that would kill me a little bit inside, so we're just gonna hang out, I think, at the back wall. I also would love to experience, this is so the first world problems of me, we get a lot of Rush tickets, which are usually side orchestra, partial restricted. I also get a lot of press tickets, which are perfect on the aisle, 8th row orchestra seats. And growing up, going to the theatre in London, I used to for £10, £15. I've sat in the back row of every West End theatre. I haven't had that experience on Broadway, so I think that's a good thing to try out as well. Aaron will hopefully just be pleased that I'm coming back with tickets. So I feel like task has been achieved. Now I'm going to stay at Broadway Con all day because it's cold, if I hadn't mentioned that already. So much so, I'm actually gonna use the breezeways to head down. Not all of these streets are connected, but there is a path from here. What are we on, 47, 48? Yeah, 47. There's a path that can take you from here all the way down to 44, because you can cut through the hotel here, which is also where Friedman's is for Gale's Broadway Rose. It's the Edison Hotel. It's definitely the Edison Ballroom. Yeah, Hotel Edison. You can cut through. They have exits on both sides. You come out by the restaurant Bond 45, go there, try the chocolate mousse, it's lovely. They used to have a Six themed booth downstairs, I don't know if they still do. But after that you can then cut through the Marquee Breezeway, and then either Schubert Alley or the Minskoff. And the other end of the Minskoff is exactly where I'm heading, so it makes more sense to go this way, and it's warmer. Chances are, a lot of you may have seen the 10 previous installments of Mickey, Joe and Aaron Take Manhattan. Like Muppets, like the Muppets that we are, and have always longed to be, if I'm being honest. And so you probably know all this already, but if I can help one person walk quickly between streets in Manhattan, I've done my job. Of course, there's every possibility that the exit on the other side is closed and I have to go back out because they personally hate me. Breeze. Good news, everybody, I'm indoors. We're here at the New York, the Palladium, the Times Square Palladium, not to be confused with the London Palladium. Very different venues with very different ideas. But we await a panel, I think. I don't know if there will be a music component, but it's the Christines of Masquerade will be taking to the stage.
Well, welcome you all so much. First of all the people I want to thank for getting out in the cold this morning. Before we talk about your roles as Christine specifically, can we talk about Masquerade itself? Can you tell us what you each think audiences should experience when they walk in the door?
So I think as soon as you walk in the door, you are going to be immersed into the world that we've attempted to create at our old Lee's Art Shop. And eventually we bring you into the Opera Populaire itself and introduce you to all the characters. And then throughout the show, you sort of become not only a voyeur, but part of the show. And by the end, hopefully you kind of feel part of the Phantom story and understand why we chose to tell the story from the Phantom's perspective.
Yeah, I would say expect to play with us. Expect to make eye contact with us, to get to be our scene partner if you've ever wished you were in a Broadway show. This is kind of your chance to do that, because we really feel like the audience is our scene partner, and that's been a real gift.
When you come to see this show, you are going to see the Christine that you've known and loved for so many years. But I think Diane's direction with this, I've always thought that Christine is a strong individual, but I think with Diane's direction, she's allowed a lot more of Christine's strength to show and to grow within the show, as well as giving her even more agency in the show.
We all play Christine. We are all completely different people with different stories and different lives and different voices, and we are only 6 of the people who play Christine. There are more of us, and in the grand tradition of all of the women who play Christine, and it's really freeing that we don't all have to conform to one take on who she is. We can all bring who we are as people. And with the Phantoms too, because they're all extremely different people as well. So whoever we're paired up with, it's a completely different experience.
We met doing the Broadway show. Erin is one of my best friends of all time. I was in her wedding. Like, I love Erin. Erin is my sister. And so when we both found out that we were going to be doing this, we wanted to, hopefully, because we already knew each other and loved each other, we wanted to create an environment that the Christines would have a genuine friendship and a space to be creative and feel supported, which in something where you're playing a character as someone else, it can very easily become very competitive. And we wanted to make sure that this show didn't have that energy, that it did feel very collaborative, and it felt like everyone could have the space to be themselves and also was lifted up by everyone else. And I'm very proud of the space that we were able to create here. I love these girls. I hope it continues to be this space for when new people come in, and I hope that we planted a seed and created a foundation for Team Christine in the show where it continues to have that energy moving forward. So anyway, not to get emotional, I'm so grateful, and I will definitely carry Team Christine through the show, throughout the show. These are like lifelong friendships, I feel, that we've created. So.
Have a terrific shows today, and thank you for sharing such wonderful insights here.
Thank you for
Thank you for having us. Thanks for coming,
Hello, it is Erin Cam. I am sat down. I'm sitting next to Brendan from Way to the Wings. So this is going to be a fun ride, because if you haven't met the two of us together, it's always a fun laugh. But prepared for the panel, excited to see what they all say. Yes. Broadway Con!
Thank you so much. I use critic, which evokes strong feelings in comment sections. I think it's the thing that if I was to only be able to do one type of thing, that is the thing that I would want to keep doing. I kind of think of the platform that I have. I have a YouTube channel. I tend to think of that as not dissimilar to an outlet like a Playbill, like a What's on Stage, the BwayCon, wherever, where they run reviews, they run interviews, they run features, they run opinion pieces. I just happen to be one person doing all of those different things.
We have found our way post-panel into the marketplace, and we have all these costumes on display. This is very cool. Unmistakable Dynamo number there from Mamma Mia. This is Emma Stone's Sally Bowles costume there. Got a little mermaid for Norm Lewis. Wow, very cool. Lots of fun, like Disney on Broadway numbers. I'm obsessed with this dress with the fasten. I was obsessed with that in the pro shop. These are gorgeous costumes. This is so fun. Lots of fun collectible little bits. We've got button badges, we've got keychains, we've got stickers here from all of your favorite shows. This is really cool. There's so many fun little things here. Perfect for little gifts, or for little gifts for yourself, which is super valid. As they belt the Wicked battle cry in the background. These are really cool. Aaron never knows what to do with all of his many pins in his collection. And you can get these very theatrical pin boards here. Aren't they cute? We have a lot of pins here, many a pin. Some of these are fun little niche ones. This is Patti LuPone's paycheck, as in Chris Harper pays my salary. We have some Grimmeries going on, holding space. Little Broadway Con ticket. Oh, these are convention exclusive, I see. Oh. A severed head.
Oh,
those are very cute. I like this.
Yeah.
Swing tour with Mrs. Lovitz Pies. I'm not a big pin person, but I might have to get that. Ben's doing some Vox popping for And That's Showbiz, who brought our panel about today. We love And That's Showbiz. You can check them out on YouTube as well for lots of stagey content. We've got vintage playbills going on here. Let's look for something random. What do we have here? Ballroom. We have Barbara Cook and Mostly Sondheim, immediately catching my attention. I am sort of quietly trying to collect old Sondheim playbills, of which there will be many right here. Do I want to try and find 6 for $10? I could. Okay, watch this space. I'm about to go to work. We're here at Len Len's enamel pin booth, and we are seeing the most incredible, topical, and scientifically impressive pins you have seen in your entire life. I'm in love with this little Rachel Zegler Palladium one. I'm in love with the Sunset Boulevard walk pin. We already have this one in our collection. We've got like moving parts here. Jonathan Bailey spinning around. This is like stained glass, so the lights come through in like a whole kaleidoscopic thing. I love the Maybe Happy Ending ones. These fireflies glow in the dark. These are truly the very top tier of musical theatre themed pins. The moments that they're choosing to recreate, it's so good. It's all so good. We have taken shelter from the current lack of storm in the Westway Diner, where I'm about to enjoy a chicken parm and curly fries, making grown-up choices about children's food. I mean, anyone can have curly fries. Anyone can have curly fries. I'm here to embolden you. And then jump cut from Westway Diner, skipping Holdfast, where we went for drinks in the middle, straight to Junior's, and a day that I'm calling. Turns out you don't need a reservation to eat anywhere in Manhattan as long as it's minus 12 degrees. I'm gonna eat this cheesecake now. I was filming to show the breathing. Yeah, look at that. So cold. Do another one. Just took a photo with a very nice young person on the street who was here from Louisiana, and who I can only assume is also very cold. Chatted to lots of people here today who are visiting from out of state for Broadway Con. People from Tennessee. Where are you going? Aaron's crossing the street. Visiting from Tennessee. People visiting from San Diego. Chatted to so many very exciting faces. Lots of great cosplays. I love musical theatre cons because you're at a very sort of serious and classy convention centre, like a hotel or somewhere, and to see people in the spaces outside of the event space, like in the hotel lobby, walking around in full green, or as a jellicle cat, just, I think it's so beautiful. There was, because it's cosplay inclusive, there was a prop weapons check-in. And I was like, maybe a broom, maybe like a Les Mis revolutionary has taken it really seriously, or like someone's got a Sweeney Todd razor, But for the most part, I don't think that's a concern with this group. The most cutting thing anyone's bringing is drama club gossip. Anyhow, we've had a great day. I bought so many playbills. I got playbills, and I'm not usually one for buying playbills of shows we haven't seen, but I decided today, because I found so many ones and I was like, wow, I can't believe they have this, that I was just going to buy all the Sondheim ones I could find and start an archive and start a collection. So I've spent a few hundreds of dollars. I got like 12 for 20 bucks, and then I got a couple of rare ones because they had. I'll show you later. I
have to let him do this, and I wasn't there when this happened. I support this judgment and this choice, but now, and you can all attest to this, I can note it when he goes, "What? Why are you spending that?" I can be like, "Well, what happened when I was not looking at you?"
Into the woods, though.
No, I'm so happy you got them. Good choice. I'm just.
We're also realising, or we realised pretty quickly, that I left to my own devices this morning, made a bit of a ticket buying mistake because I guess with the cold, with the weather, with the forecast, and with the oncoming snowstorm, that I feel like we keep teasing the arrival of it and still no blizzard. But there's a feature on Today Ticks called Drops, where people can put their own tickets on for resale. Basically, there were like 8th row orchestra seats for $62, and I paid $69 for the back row of the rear mares. But it's what it is, and I was foolish and I didn't check, which I ought to have done. Life goes on. We're walking slowly over. It's not yet 7 p.m. The show's at 8. They won't open the house until 7:30. So we have to go up a few blocks, but not that many. Maybe we'll find a way to kill time between here and then. That's mostly what we've been doing this afternoon. We went to Westway. It's been great. We met up with friends old and new. Went to Westway, went to Holdfast, went to Juniors.
These are places like we haven't been to Westway in ages, so I really enjoyed going back there.
It was nice. Yeah, we have eaten thoroughly, and now it is about time for us to head very slowly in the direction of this evening's theatrical entertainment, going to see Chicago. And I can't tell you the last time I saw Chicago when there was like a Velma and a Roxy who were both like this wildly exciting. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see like the double punch of Robin Hood and Kate Baldwin. Hopefully everyone's in, but you know.
You never know, and it's the weather and everything.
It's a cold weekend. Where else are we going to be?
It's Robin's final weekend though.
Yes. I'm quite excited actually that this is the decision we have come to. Even if it wasn't necessarily, if you told us a week ago this would be in our plans, I think we'd have been surprised. But I stand by this choice. I can see fire inside that building in a good way, but it's making me aware of how cold my hands are. And after a one-lap walk around Rockefeller, we are heading over to the Ambassador, where the house ought to be opening imminently for this evening's 8 p.m. performance of Chicago. Why is this special for us, Aaron James?
It was our first Broadway show.
Yeah, our first Broadway show at our first Broadway theatre. We then went back on a previous chilly January trip to see Ariana Madix from Vanderpump Rules. And today, hopefully we're seeing an all-star Broadway cast, which it sort of inherently always is, but you get what I mean. For our third visit to the Ambassador Theatre, our third visit to the long-running hit Broadway revival of Chicago. We're inside and it's warm, and also I think we're standing, this is a radiator, it's even warmer where we are. We got a nice zipped hoodie here at the orchestra merch kiosk. I own this sweater here. We've got a couple of baseball caps, a couple other fun bits and pieces. We also have, I love that there's a hot honey rag tea towel, that's genius. A couple of t-shirts, really leaning into the white, black and red aesthetic. Fun things you can get here at Chicago. Well, it is the intermission, you can tell, because the pre-show Chicago is like a gold Chicago on the Chicago stage here at Chicago, and then in the intermission of Chicago, the Chicago is a red Chicago on the stage of Chicago. We are reading through the playbill, which in years to come will be remembered as the playbill documenting the most sensational cast seen at the Ambassador Theatre in years, possibly. It is quite remarkable. Some people were a little quizzical that we were returning to Chicago tonight, but the combination of Robin Herder, Kate Baldwin, Tammu, to even just like the players in the ensemble. For James T. Lane to be just giving it in the ensemble, and Max Clayton. Alex Newell, as always, serving up a vocal lesson. Aaron, could you give us the lovely images there? Fantastic cast here at Chicago. Everyone doing a great job. Best I've maybe ever seen the show, I think. Yeah, we are sat up here. We are the penultimate row, in fact, of the rear mezzanine. And it's obviously a little distant, a little higher up, but it's a perfectly good view. Obstructions tend not to be... I think if we were at a West End theatre, I'd be more concerned about being in the second to last row, but on Broadway, not as much of a concern. Legroom is a little bit of a thing, but I'm on an aisle here, so definitely not too bad. I'll see you for the curtain call. We are racing to the 49th Street subway station because there is a train back to Brooklyn in less than 5 minutes. That was great.
That was great.
That was great. When everyone is, and I know a part of Chicago's charm is that it's bringing in all your like faves from every other corner of the world, and it's part of its DNA at this point, and you expect it. But when they cast it like it was when it first opened in the 90s, it goes back to working in that way, shockingly. And when you match those performers who have that in their DNA, it awakens something in the DNA of the show. That was great. I don't know if it's ever going to be better than that. That was maybe the best it's been in years. It will be for years. I'm so glad we saw it. We're going to go back to Brooklyn and take shelter from perhaps the coming snow. Still no snow, but who knows? Okay, every time I said it is not yet snowing, it has now, I can confirm, snowed. Welcome to Brooklyn in the snow. I don't think ever in my life walked in snow this high, and it's so fine and powdery. I want to lie down in the street and make a snow angel. Jury's out on whether our matinee of Marjorie Prime on Broadway today is happening. Broadway League currently suggesting shows will go ahead, but we're anticipating maybe an update to that around midday. Also no indication our flight is going to be cancelled, but it seems pretty likely. This is the winter wonderland we're currently facing. We are trekking up on a snowy dog walk to go and get bagels, because New York priorities, I guess. But yeah, isn't this cool? We're very lucky that there is minimal haste in our need to get back to the UK. We might just have to reschedule some things. Ooh! Don't stand near the edge. But it does feel like, much as we would love to, as always, pack in as many shows as possible, it feels a bit irresponsible to go into the city today, because even if by the early afternoon they haven't cancelled things, even if they don't cancel it at all, I'm worried about this being ongoing and the subway getting further restricted, impacted or cancelled, and us not being able to get back. That's my big concern. Also, is June Squibb going to make it to Marjorie Prime? I'm concerned about June. So, much to think about. My hood is so big you can't see the beautiful scenery around me, but it's very nice. Like a desert oasis, there it is. We have finished the pilgrimage, checking for traffic. There are a couple cars on the street. Ooh, optimistically. We have arrived at Bagel World. They have a little window if you have dogs, which we do. Life update via phone. We did not make the 2 p.m. matinee of Marjorie Prime, although I think it went ahead.
We just didn't trust that we would get there safely or get back safely.
Yeah, we were very concerned that even if the show went ahead, which we thought was still probably very touch and go, there was no official Broadway-wide cancellation, but like Mormon cancelled 15 minutes before, Disney had already cancelled the day before. We were concerned we wouldn't necessarily have a way of getting back, which was something of concern. So instead, we ate bagels, chilled for a bit, and now we have come to Prospect Park. Yay! Yay! Where there are a few other people over there on this very snowy day. It is still thick snow. Who's skiing? Oh, yeah, people were skiing in the street, which I feel like you have to be a very specific type of person to wake up and be like, oh yeah, let's go ski down the street. You never think about carrying your skis back up the hill home. Important footnote for the future. As of right now, our flight is on time. We've checked in. We have a gate. We're going to take photos now. My face is so red.
Mickey's going to make a snow angel. It's happening. Yeah. He's doing Yeah? Yeah. Well, yeah. You have to get up to see it. It doesn't work by you still being there. Yeah, you've done it. Ashley's coming to help. And there is Mickey's Snow Angel.
We have reached a wooded area with a cute little partially frozen trickling stream on one side, and I mean it just looks glacial on the other side. That's so cool, so aesthetic. What a picturesque day we are having. Ooh, here in the snow. We all keep falling down, but we're having a great time. Very pretty image of the people heading back home, maybe by the lamplight in the park. I want to show you what I'm working with here in terms of my disappearing feet in this thick snow. I've never seen this much snow in my entire life. Still on the phone because I keep leaving my vlogging camera behind, but we found a diner that is open. I have special dogs and onion rings, beef hot dogs with today's special sauce, which is honey chipotle. How exciting. I got a milkshake with extra milkshake because they made more milkshake. Life is going well. We've got burgers with soups. Aaron's got, I don't know what Aaron got. Like a beefy sandwich. Cheese fries.
Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, it's a Philly cheesesteak. Update from a new day, and our flight miraculously seems to be maybe the first one out, but also the only one in 24 hours not to get cancelled. Got a fairly pricey but necessary Uber to the airport.
I think we're not the first though to fly. There's a Rome trip I don't think got cancelled, and I don't know if any other European ones.
We're among the first, which is great because by the time they all restart, they're then going to have like air traffic control queues and slot delays. So if we're one of only a couple planes leaving, I think our flight was already here, our crew was already here. I think a lot worked out for us. I think it arrived on Friday, I think I saw somewhere while we were checking everything. I wanted to show you what the ground actually looks like here, because look at these veritable mountains that have been created from shifting all of this snow. I don't know that I've ever taken off from a snowy airport before. But yeah, looks like we might be just, after all that, going home exactly when we were expecting to.
It's like delayed dweller.
Sort of an anticlimax for the end of this blizzardy vlog. Also, sometimes I like to try and be stylish when I fly, so that if the cabin crew wanted to upgrade me, they felt like they could. Like I look like someone who could be in business class. And today, I don't want to say that's not necessarily the vibe that I'm going for. We're on a plane. We're on a plane. Against all odds, Mariah Carey. We are on a plane. I think it's sort of baffling and hilarious that after so much speculation, this ended up being one of the smoothest, most predictable return flights we've ever had, with the added bonus of an exceptionally quiet airport. Oh my god.
We made it back.
I have crazy post-plane hair.
We made it back. I can't believe that we made it back.
I appreciate that it is perhaps the least exciting, plot twist-filled, dramatic conclusion of this.
Was a plot twist.
That we happened to have booked the one flight that would go, because it wasn't like Monday morning everything was fixed.
No.
There was another day flight. This was in fact the last day flight.
The 8 a.m. one was cancelled. The 10 that we got.
Yeah, the
so
10:15.
that is wild.
And it was like, we took off 75 minutes late because they had to de-ice it with weird orange gloop. But I also think that ours was probably quite stress-free because we were one of the first planes to take off, hence basically the airport was a ghost town. One belt open at security, one little line which was just passengers for our flight. Ours was the only gate boarding. And by the time everything normalised, I think there would have been a whole bunch of planes competing for all of these slots and everything would have been out of whack and it would have been chaos. We, at 7 a.m. this morning, lying in bed going, do we even go to the airport? Because what's the chances it actually
We were so confident
runs?
because every single plane around was saying cancelled.
And so we were like, I guess we have to go to the airport. And then it just
And
fully,
it was just so smooth and
fully happened.
Our plane was just like, yeah.
But I do feel like
delayed,
I do feel like we broke Chekhov's gun a little bit because so foreshadowed throughout this vlog was the idea we weren't going to go home.
Every single friend that we spoke to
At
we
the
were
Bigfoot press call,
Yeah.
everyone was like, oh, how long are you in town for? We're like, well, we're flying out Monday. They're like, no, you're not. Everyone,
every
including
single
us.
friend, yeah.
No
And then
one thought.
we believed it because we were like New Yorkers know about what happens to planes with snow.
Yeah, even though, I mean, this is not like regular. Like, New York gets more snow than London.
This is
What's
like
happening?
we learned from Ashley, this is a once a decade type of snowstorm
Yeah,
in New York.
which makes it all the more egregious that the Broadway League were like, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for not going to see Marjorie Prime. We will not get another chance.
Sadly.
And it would have been nice to be a part of the small audience supporting the shows that went ahead, but I also would have felt a little bit complicit in...
And also, we just didn't want to take the... Like they said, don't, like, on the safety warning...
We could have
for the
fallen
snow
down and
emergency.
injured ourselves.
We might not have got back.
Like, I didn't want to be part of justifying performances going ahead that required actors to trek out and cross state lines, and not just actors, theatre staff. There's a whole team of people. Anyway, off the soapbox. We are back, end of the trip. I wanted to show you a little bit of the promised haul from Broadway Con. Aaron got some pins. I've gotten into playbills because here's the thing. I've not normally been collecting old programs and playbills.
He tries to be very... I don't collect, because where's the room that, in fact, does not include the 75 to 80 plush
That's
that
different.
sit in his room.
That's different. They're family.
I would love that. I was just like, wait.
The reason I grabbed the playbills is because I saw the boxes first where it was like $2 each or 6 for $10 or something like that. And I was like, that's a great deal.
You've also mentioned this before. So when we've been to like Western Flea Market and Broadway Flea Market before, you've been like, oh, I would collect if like maybe I collect the Sondheim. So it's like, it's been a couple of years coming for you to make that decision.
So I'm just collecting Sondheim. That's my cutoff because otherwise I would like get old Les Mis stuff and cat stuff and everything.
It would be everywhere.
But first up, let's show the pins that you got. These are from the Disney store.
It's from the Disney store. I have been waiting for Disney store to make some actually good just New York pins. So
He's been talking about it.
I quite like these two. So I was like, I will get both.
And then the rest are from Broadway Con from
Len,
Len, who is making the most... I showed you these. The most
Len
incredible,
creates.
remarkable pins.
So we got pins and stickers. We bought 4 of them, and then Len Len gave us 2 as a
We
as
love
a
Len Len.
gift. Love Len Len so much. And it was great to finally meet in person because we've been DMing a lot before. So these are some
All I've ever known is
other stickers we got. It was Hades Town. Then we have Milky Way.
I don't think I'd seen that one.
I decided on the 3 that we were getting.
Moo.
And then
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
the balcony moment. And then the ones that we decided on were... Okay. So we got 2 from Shucked. We got the Storytellers.
Oh, you got both the ones from Shucked?
Yeah. Storytellers.
I said you needed that one because it had corn on.
Yeah.
And you got to have a Shucked one
And it's cute.
with
And that's-
corn.
And the Storytellers, if you know, you know, always makes me quite emotional.
That's
when I
one
watch
of
it.
Aaron's favourite parts of the show.
Yeah. And then the other fave,
Ba, 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 ba.
Lulu,
Ba,
Queen.
ba, 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 ba.
The song
Cheers.
that, like, and that reminded me of our first trip, because that was the show that, like, really, like, took us back because we went in not knowing, and we were both like,
Back in March 2023.
yeah,
Alex Newell again this weekend.
yeah, literally. And then this is the balcony moment.
The glass of the doors
Yeah,
is...
it's actually stained glass.
It's
Well,
sort of,
it's
translucent,
translucent.
so light shines through it, and it's got things engraved on the back of the pin.
Yeah, it was great. It was great as well. They've got like fun little names on the back. So many details, and also so many like glow in the darks and spinners.
Yeah.
Jeff Becomes Someone's are so cool.
Crazy things. I love this one. There are 3 different UK productions, UK and Ireland productions of Little Shop of Horrors happening in the next year, and I would wear like a suit to an opening night with just like an Audrey 2 lapel there. I think that would be cute. So playbills, I was just grabbing anything Sondheim I could find, and so I got Into the Woods, Broadway Revival, early 2000s. There's 2 of these. This is from in 2002, the Kennedy Center, as it was then titled, did a Sondheim celebration where they produced, I assume in rep, or at least in sequence, a bunch of different staged Sondheim productions. This was Company, which was John Barrowman as Bobby, but also whoever donated this had like taped a bunch of news clippings and things on the inside. So this is really, and obviously it's got the ticket there as well, so it's a real part of history I found there. Original Broadway run of Company. Into the Woods' most recent Broadway revival when it was at Encores, great artwork. Original Broadway production of Follies at the Winter Garden. Recent Broadway Company revival, which of course we both saw here as well. I love that it's a Pride bill because a more pronounced queer version of the show than previous. Merrily We Roll Along. This was a fairly recent Off-Broadway revival that I did not know too much about. It's also signed, and I'm going to have to try and figure out who by.
Yeah, it's on the back.
Oh, it's got an ad for Rent Live. There you go. Another Sondheim celebration. Sweeney Todd, Christine Baranski, and Brian Stokes Mitchell. There is elusive footage of this out there on the internet. I encourage you to go and look it up. Sweeney Todd at Paper Mill Playhouse. Judy Kay is Mrs. Lovett in this one, and George Hearn reprising Sweeney Todd on one of the many occasions when he did. The Frogs, I didn't find this straight away because not to attack the people who were selling the playbills, who were very friendly and very helpful, but this was alphabetized under T, and I have thoughts about that. Follies, the Broadway revival that made me empty my piggy bank, run downstairs and ask if my parents, if at age 16 I could cross the Atlantic by myself, and they reasonably said no. But now I have the playbill. So when I'm an old person, I'll forget that I didn't see it. This is, speaking of productions that birthed me, this is the New York transfer of the Regent's Park, like 2010, 2011, Into the Woods revival that truly opened my eyes to the exciting creative possibilities of theatre beyond the musicals, beyond like the Wicked and Cats and Joseph that I'd known up until then. I was like, wait, it's also this. It went to the Delacorte Theatre in Central Park in New York, where we still haven't been. No. But this is the programme from that. So I have lots of Into the Woods. Roadshow. This was last year. Yeah, you found this one. This was $1. And it's quite rare. John Doyle directed production once the show became Roadshow, because it had been Wise Guys and Bounce before then. I saw a transfer of this. It was restaged at the Menier in Traverse, but it was still directed by John Doyle. Then those ones were all comparatively inexpensive. They also had a box of more rare ones and then really rare ones up on the wall. There was a $250 original run of Merrily We Roll Along. And I was like, oh, that's a lot. And then I realized it was specifically opening night.
Oh,
like
that's why.
an opening night playbill from Merrily on Broadway. I did not shell out $250 for that, but I respected the pricing. I got 2 of the rarer ones. This was $50, which is Assassins from Playwrights Horizons. I'm kind of obsessed with this show, and it was a phenomenal cast. I listened to this album a lot, which is kind of wild because it's not super listenable. It's more like how Audible records stuff now, because there's a lot of dialogue in there. My very favorite, which I'm going to leave in the packaging, this was $100, and we'd actually left. Ben mentioned this to me when we were sat at Westway Diner. He said, oh, did you buy... Because I said what I'd been doing. He said, did you buy the Into the Woods one that was up on the wall? I hadn't actually seen the ones that were up on the wall, which were the super rare ones. And he said, oh, it's Into the Woods, the original Broadway production in previews. And he was like, it probably has Boom Crunch. And I had said, we will go back, we will take a look at the song list, and if it has Second Midnight, which I'm obsessed with, then I will have to buy it. And it does. I opened it up, I looked at the song list. It's got very, like, of the era headshots for Bernadette and Joanna in particular. But the artwork is slightly different as well. That changed. And the song list, it has Second Midnight. So yeah, Martin Beck Theatre. It's now the Al Hirschfeld. I don't know if I'll frame these, because I feel like if I frame them, then you never take them out of the frame.
Yeah.
I think instead I might just make like a shelf
Make a little library.
here on this one, or maybe in my office, because I have a lot of shelf space in my office, of just a little Sondheim archive, because it's fun to look at, even just looking through them after I bought them. I was like, oh, I didn't realize that person had done that. So that is what I got at Broadway Con. Was very pleased to go, and that's Showbiz, who were the reason that we were there. Shout out to Catherine Quinn
You were on their panel.
and the team. They did a really great job. In terms of the running of Broadway Con itself, I'm not going to sit here and say that it was particularly hugely attended or particularly seamlessly run. I know it's something that's been going for a very long time. This was our first exposure to it. It's been bigger in the past. I think it's been better in the past. It's quite telling that this is happening over an admittedly kind of chaotic weekend, and there was relatively little buy-in from shows and performers.
I felt like
And
if
it's
you
right
didn't
there.
know it was on, it didn't feel like Broadway knew it was on.
No, it didn't feel like it was really happening. I didn't feel like Broadway was bringing Broadway Con. Like, the most obvious version of what I think it ought to be, if it was truly reflective of the community, would be like a sort of a Broadway Cares conjunction event, like with Playbill and Broadway.com, like all of them putting it together. And so, yeah, there were questionable parts of it. If Broadway Con is going to happen again next year, I would love to be involved once more. And if Broadway Con is watching this, which I suspect they aren't 2 hours, 3 hours into this vlog, then they can email me, but also they can get in touch with And That's Showbiz again, and they can email Kate and Ashley and Ben and Brendan, because I think we all have great ideas and we're all happy to help. But my favourite part, as always with these things, was meeting everybody.
Yeah.
If we said hello at Broadway Con, if you came up and said hello at Broadway Con, then that was really lovely. And you made our whole trip worth it. We didn't see that many shows on this trip, but we spent a lot of time with friends. We made some lasting memories.
Yeah.
Do you have a favourite part of the weekend?
I think our snow day will stay with me for... Because it was just such a nice day of us two with Kate, Ashley and Ogie, and like...
The end of the day was nice as well.
Yeah, because we sat and we researched for 2 of the new shows that are coming this season.
We had a movie night. We watched The Lost Boys and Dog Day Afternoon, which made me way more excited about both of those.
Yeah. And it was just nice.
Actually.
It was just nice because it was like us being just theatre friends. Like,
I think it was nice because it was just us being friends.
Yeah, and that's something that was like we really take stock of. To think back to like meeting Kate and Ashley for the first time, and then like the friendships that we have now, and how like they're our closest friends, and we've spent so much time with them, which I could not believe.
Some of our favourite people in the world.
Yeah, and it's nice to know that how much we talk through the year when we're even not in the same place. Like that's all possible because of theatre and doing this.
Yeah, you may wonder like, why we would go back for such a small number of days, not to see that many shows, not that many new things. And the thing that tempts us and kind of sells us on the idea every single time is to see our friends.
Yeah. It's to spend time with them, that we know that Kate will be there, because Kate's not based in New York.
Yeah.
And that we all overlap, and that then we end up going to things together. Like I went to the theatre with Ben and Ashley, and
doing the panel was a really special moment for me. Going back to review a show at the Public on like an actual like press preview, and like just a couple of moments where I felt like I wasn't just visiting, like I was very embedded in the normal process over there, was really rewarding to me. That was nice. But again, I think my favorite moment is people-based and hanging out with Brendan and Juliana and everybody at Marie's Crisis, and then going to Stonewall.
Yeah, for our first ever time, finally.
Which we've meant to do for so long. Yeah. I hope that little trip was fun for you to vicariously join us for as well. A little bit of a gap now, but there will be many weeks of UK-based vlogs as we have a lot of exciting London and wider UK theatre happening over the next few weeks. It's kind of the run-up to the Olivier's.
Yeah.
All of that to come. No planned out-of-the-country theatre trips for a while, but you never know.
This is the thing. The theatre industry lives to surprise us.
Anyway, we are back at the theatre literally tomorrow, so just as well our flight happened today. We have shows every day for the next 3 days.
Wild.
You will see that next weekend. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. Share all of your thoughts, any questions you might have in the comments down below. And as always, we hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day. Bye-bye. For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey. Thanks for watching. Have a stagey day. Subscribe!